Hello and welcome into the stream for everybody just now joining us on YouTube, and for all of those that have already joined us and continue to do so over on TikTok. I hope that you've had a great start to your Saturday. I know that I have. I was telling this to TikTok just a minute ago, but I am quite tired because I didn't get excuse me, also quite allergenic, sorry. Quite tired because I didn't get too good of a night's rest last night. So, but here we are nonetheless. Now, quickly, before we hop into the debates, there's a little bit of news to go over. If you're watching on YouTube, then you see that the title is MAGA is defending Donald Trump calling for the execution of the Democrats just a couple days ago, which is absolutely true. It is insane. All right, I listened to a clip of Caroline Leavitt speaking from the press briefing room in the White House, telling a reporter that, well, it's seditious. Well, sedition is punishable by death. Well, that's the law that's been on the books since the 19th century, like it or not. I've seen people all over Twitter saying that these Democrats who are directing the military to not abide by any unlawful order made by Trump are in all reality traitors to this country and traitors to the Trump administration, because what they're suggesting truly is that our military should show disobedience and fail to follow through with following lawful orders made by the president. So, I mean, I think that him calling for the execution of Democrats on its own was insane. Okay, anybody that's reasonable with a brain can agree there. But now to follow that up with a defense from the White House, a defense from the GOP, a defense from Mike Johnson, a defense from MAGA as a large, is just even more bleak. You know, you would think this would be the red line. You would think this is where they'd call it quits. But of course it wasn't. And honestly, I don't know if we should have been expecting any differently, considering the fact that when Trump tried to coup the Capitol on J6, they didn't care. Rape of E. Jean Carroll, didn't care. Sexual exploitation of women and girls, didn't care. They just simply never care. Now, there's the first bit of breaking news that I'd like to go over. The second bit of news here is surrounding something that we originally had discussed at the beginning of the live stream yesterday, but it was super new, so I didn't have too much time to collect my thoughts on it. And this would be the fact that Donald Trump was showing more appreciation to Zohran Mamdani than leaders of the Democratic Party. I mean, we watched over some clips on stream yesterday, but I was able to see some more online, and I mean, straight up, Donald Trump said, hey, I think New York City is going to be great under Mamdani. I think he's going to be a good mayor. I think that, you know, this guy's awesome. You know, he was like, hey, good point, good response when Zohran Mamdani was talking about Semitism. So I think that left me very confused. And at the end of the day, it's a net positive. That meeting was a net positive. At the end of the day, it's going to be good to have the administration in the corner of Mamdani if he wants to achieve his agenda, but super confusing. Super duper confusing. Very confusing. Now, at this point in time, we are going to go ahead and hop into the debates. I actually have to blow my nose here, so if you're watching, the screen might go black just for a second so I could do so. But before we do that, let's try to get that very first guest up of the evening here. Only hop inside of the queue over on TikTok if you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Make sure you're from the U.S. and make sure you're at least 18.
What's going on, man?
Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
What's going on?
Not too much, man.
I do support Trump, man.
You do support Trump. I'm going to go to passing the mic. You can tell us why, man.
I support Trump. I just support him because he's doing a lot for our state right now. I live in Arizona, and a lot of the border wars that are going on, you know, they're getting taken care of in a real good manner, I believe. He's getting a lot of these drugs off the street, you know what I mean?
Okay, so I don't know if we could talk about DRUGS on TikTok Live just because of the TOS on the platform. It's very restrictive. Now, one thing that I would like to ask you real quick here is, can you go into a little bit more of like a private, quiet area? We're picking up on quite a bit of background noise. Sounds good. All right. Well, while he's going into an area that's a little bit more quiet, so we could hear him a little bit better. Once again, for everybody joining us on TikTok, good to see you, folks. Make sure that you're double tapping away in that phone screen and sharing out this live with a handful of friends. We're still waiting on him. He left. Okay. Well, I guess there you have it. There's the first bait of the day. Some dude popping up here saying, I support Trump because of the border. And then some child in the background saying, you're going to embarrass yourself. And then him just leaving. That's pretty funny. Okay. All right. Let's go to move on to the next guest at this point. Here we go. Once again, for everybody that's still joining us, we still have a bunch of people tuning in. Shit, we just started the stream. Welcome in, guys. Hope your Saturday has been great. We are going to go and get that next guest, Charlie, loaded up into the box right now, guys. Just make sure that you're following the rules. If you've been here before, you already know them, but it's worth repeating them for those of you that haven't. You just got to be an 18-year-old. You got to be, or older, preferably older. Please, older.
Hey, Dan.
You got to be
American.
I
say I love
you,
man.
Trump. Oh, well, I appreciate you for that love, Charlie. I'm going to go and assume that means that you're not a Trump supporter, so I'm going to kick you here. But let's go and move on to the next guest right now. Go ahead and let me know in that comment section if you're a Trump supporter. If you'd like to skip that line and just get right up onto the live, I'll happily have you up. What's up? How old are you? I guess we'll never know because they left right after they joined. Make sure if you're in that queue that you are ready to get pulled up onto the phone screen. Onto the live. I feel like a lot of people join in the guest request, not expecting to get accepted. So then when they do get accepted, they freak out and leave. So what's up? Do you support Trump? I'm going to give you around 5 seconds to answer the question here. What the hell? I think that fetus needs to go outside and play in the grass or something. I don't know. Why was he? What was that fetus doing? Hello, do you support Trump?
Yes, I support Trump.
How old are you, Jesse?
I'm 18.
Oh, God, dude. I just don't understand how anybody in their right mind could still support him as president. But you're here to tell me, so take it away. The mic is yours.
Could I ask why you don't support Trump?
Are you sure you want an answer to that question?
Just give me your three main points.
3 main ones? Oh, okay. Well, there's just so many options. It may be hard to, choose 3, but let's see what we got here. Well, we'll start off with some recent events. One really big reason that I don't support Trump is because Trump wants me to die. 2 days ago, he went on Truth Social and he was like, hey, these Democrats who are telling members of our military to not follow any unlawful order I make are committing an act of sedition and they deserve to be sentenced to death, particularly execution via the means of hanging. I think when our serving commander-in-chief wants, his political opponents to be executed via means of hanging, they're probably not qualified to be a good commander-in-chief. Now, a second reason why I really don't support him as president is attack on the Constitution. I mean, I think in order to be a good president, you got to respect the checks and balances, and you got to be willing to play by the rules, especially the rules outlined by the highest law of the land, the United States Constitution. He doesn't care about the Constitution. In December of 2022, he straight up called for its termination. And since then, in the last 10 months, he's infringed on it 5 times with a First, Second, 10th, 14th, and 22nd Amendment. And I think that you asked for a third reason why I don't support Trump. I just think that his character is abysmal. You know what I mean? Super terrible. Best buddies with Epstein, knew what he was doing to the girls, didn't said nothing, then lied about it. Sexually exploited women and girls that were naked in their dressing rooms in the 90s and early 2000s, then boasted about it. Raped E. Jean Carroll, hit on children. God, it's terrible. It's abysmal.
You know what? I agree with some of your takes there. I don't think you're wrong, if I'm gonna be honest. But here's my thing. It's not more so I support him. It's more I don't support the others. His other I don't support when Kamala was running. I didn't support her, but
Kamala.
Trump is just superior to me. I feel he just did more for the country.
What you're telling me here is that you just think that Kamala Harris, for instance, just as an example, was worse than Trump, a year ago in the election cycle. But how could that possibly be true? You couldn't even find as much as a parking ticket on her, right? And then when you compare and contrast that to everything I just said about Trump, it's night and day. And even when we look at policy, one candidate, Mr. Trump, was like, hey, if you're poor, fuck you. I'm going to take your health care away. I'm going to reduce your purchasing power. I'm going to take your money and I'm going to give it to the ultra wealthy. Kamala Harris was like, we need to reduce income inequity. I'm going to give you $6,000 a year if you're having a kid. I'm going to reduce your taxes if you're in the lower middle class. Oh, and for all of the women that are now royally fucked over because Donald Trump directed SCOTUS to overturn Roe v. Wade, I'm going to ensure that you have access to healthcare. What was the evaluation? Give me the calculus. Why was Kamala Harris just so much worse than the 34 count felon adjudicated rapist with shit poor policy that hurts to the poor for the benefit of the rich.
I'd say like border wise, she kind of did like a bad job handling the border.
What did she
But
do
like,
that was bad? Be very specific.
what do you mean? Like,
I mean
I just
what
feel
I
like
said.
Trump's
You said
better
she
with
did a
letting in,
bad
like,
job with the
illegal
border.
immigrants,
You
letting
said
in, like, more illegal immigrants.
you made the claim that Kamala Harris
Yeah.
did a bad job with the border, right?
Yeah.
Be very specific in your response. What job did she do that was bad?
Okay, well, I'm gonna say Trump did it better, and he's doing it better.
So,
Although ICE is kind of a little crazy.
so
I'll be honest
no,
with
you're
you.
just saying that Trump is doing it better. So, what has he done in the last 10 months to do with the southern border that you're a big fan of?
I'm gonna be honest. I have no idea. I'm just here.
Okay. Well, where are you getting this claim from?
I don't know. I'm just saying shit, but I respect it. I like Trump though. He's cool.
He's okay. So, do you want to like try to stop just saying shit and start trying to give an actual argument?
Nah, I kind of do think he's bad. I'm gonna be honest. I'm just here.
Okay, I think that Jesse's a little bit confused, so we're gonna move on. What's up, Turtle? Do you support Trump?
Hey, yeah, but can I say something really quick? Like, it's really important. I support Trump. Yeah,
How old are you?
24.
Okay.
I gotta tell you something, Dane.
are you
I
gonna-
really appreciate you.
You gonna tell me?
You're
that-
amazing. Wait, what?
No, go ahead. Go ahead, Turtle.
You're amazing. I love you. I love Trump, and I hate you, but I think you're a great person. Like, you're so charismatic, and I'm so happy you let me on your live. Is it because like, I gave you gifts? Is that why you let me on here? Because if that's the case, I'm gonna do that every single time.
No,
Like-
I,
like-
I didn't even realize that you had sent me gifts, but if so, I appreciate you. Now
I
I'm
did. I
very
sent you the
confused by.
galaxy.
Well, I appreciate you for the galaxy, man. That's very nice. Now you just told me that you love me, but you hate me, and you also love Trump. Well,
Okay.
how about we focus on the one thing you said that's relevant to the topic of the live?
On Trump? Yeah.
Why the hell do you love Trump?
So, but can you like let me talk for a little bit? So there's like
The mic
there's
is
a
yours
different
as long
reasons.
as you're telling us why you like Trump.
Okay, so there's a lot of different reasons, but I'll start with one. So one of the things is like the transgender movement.
Well, I don't know if there's a transgender movement, right? That's like saying that there's a, I don't know, brown eye movement, right? That doesn't make much sense to say. People just have brown eyes. People just are transgender. Now, if you want to talk about a movement for, the acceptance of the LGBTQ plus community, the movement for the
yeah.
acceptance of trans people, that exists.
I'm talking about like the surgery type, like you're able to like have surgery.
I don't
and-
think that elective surgeries are a movement. Like we never say hip surgery movement. we never say liposuction movement, right? It's I don't know. It's just not a phrase I'd use.
When I was growing up, like I didn't know what transgender people were. I never heard about them until I was an adult. Then I learned about transgender people.
Well, we all learn more at different points in our life. So, are you telling us that you love Trump because he doesn't love trans people?
No, what I'm trying to say is that I support transgender people, but I don't think it's right for teenagers or little kids to change their gender. I think they should wait till.
Are you
till they're
talking
an
about
adult.
sex reassignment surgery?
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Minors don't get sex reassignment surgery.
Then how come when I was in school, I had classmates that were getting pills because they were 17, and they were able to go to the doctor and do it without parents
Getting
and-
pills. So getting
Yeah.
pills. So that's called
Like estrogen and stuff.
Yeah, that's called hormone replacement therapy. But I think that you just contradicted yourself because you didn't tell me that you learned about trans people until you were an adult, but now you're telling me about trans people that you knew as a
Okay.
minor. So which one
My
is it?
bad.
Did you not know about trans people until you
No.
were an adult, or did you
Okay,
personally know trans people in school when you were a minor?
I said adult, but I guess I meant 17, 16 years old. Like
Oh, okay.
when I was like almost grown up, like
Yeah.
I'm like 1 year away from being an adult. Like that's when I first heard about.
Yeah, so
people.
you're talking about hormone replacement therapy, which
Yeah.
if it is given right to, for instance, a 17-year-old with the consent and the signing off from like multiple therapists and medical health professionals, then I have no problem with it. Okay, and by the way, we haven't seen any like legislation from Trump to issue any other ruling. Trans people were a talking point for Trump in the election to get the support and endorsement from like transphobes, and then when he became president, he started launching an attack on them. But as far as I'm aware all that he's done is he's taken away their right to serve in our military. He started defunding, schools that allow trans women to play in the NCAA. I don't think that he's issued any type of policies surrounding a ban on HRT for trans minors. But I mean, I just think it's really crazy that you're going to sit here and tell me, right, that you're okay with Trump and his, tyrannical actions. You're okay with Trump and his terrible policy for the low class. You're okay with Trump and his so totally anti-American actions just because you don't like 0.3% of our population. I think that's kind of spineless.
Dean, I got two things. I mean, I got three things to tell you. First of all, I love you and you're amazing.
You could stop
And
telling me
second of
that. I
all,
do appreciate you for your kindness, but
I'm
I
sorry.
would
I'll stop
appreciate if
speaking.
you could
I'll
just
stop
engage
speaking.
in the argument that I'm giving you.
All right. So I got two things to tell you. First of all, the reason I don't support kids changing their gender is because when I was growing up, I wanted to be a werewolf. I was looking up YouTube videos on how to make a potion and turn into a werewolf, a vampire. I wanted to be a girl at one point when I was a little kid, and I was just so confused. And God forbid, like when I was a little kid in the year 2000 or 2005, God forbid that like you were able to change your gender, because I would have changed mine. And I'm so thankful that I couldn't do that. And I'm an adult now, and I'm now not confused anymore. I know what I want to be, and I'm really thankful that I wasn't able to do anything permanent. And I feel like every teenager and every little kid, when they go through puberty, like they're always confused. Like, I don't know if you ever heard of like stages, like your emo phase, or your like there's all these phases that you go through because you're trying to figure out who you are. And I feel like once you're an adult, like you finally like find yourself. And my second point was
Yeah, right. Well, I want you to keep in mind that your first
yeah.
point didn't respond to anything that I said, right? I mean, I'll still respond to your first point. We're just muddying the waters because you're saying more to deflect away from giving a response to the statements that I made, right? The most important statement that I made was surrounding the fact that Donald Trump, as far as my knowledge goes, hasn't done anything to ban HRT for 17-year-olds. And I mean, you're just like using, right? You're just staying towards like 0.03% of our population, the trans youth, right, to justify supporting a tyrant as president that is, destroying this country. And I think that's incredibly ill-willed. But I mean, in response to your first point, like you understand when, for instance, like a 17-year-old does get on HRT, first it's reversible, and second, right, that prescription's only given after like a year of counseling with multiple medical health professionals. So if you sat across the table from a psychiatrist, from a therapist, from a doctor, and multiple of them for like a year straight, and you explained to them this desire to be a werewolf, okay? I mean, do you think that would conclude by all of these medical health professionals unanimously agreeing that you truly are a werewolf? Like, no, come on, man. It's like, that's disingenuous to suggest. The reason why, right, we have these protocols of, meeting with multiple medical health professionals is to attempt to identify, right, if, right, like an individual reporting that their gender identity does not align with their phenotypical sex trait truly does have a gender identity that doesn't align with their phenotypical sex traits. Now, I really want you to respond to that first point I made, where you're trying to justify support for a tyrant, the worst president of your life, that's actively destroying this country in all the ways that I've already suggested to you and many more, by just demonizing 0.3% of our population.
Because I don't think it's right for it to affect our kids. I think adults can do whatever they want, but I don't
Well, if
think
you want to
kids.
talk about affecting our kids, then you should probably answer to Donald Trump opting to willingly starve 16 million of them by refusing to abide by a court order telling him to fund food stamps for the rest of the government shutdown in November before the shutdown ended, right? If you want to talk about our kids, then we should probably talk about the fact that the big beautiful bill is reducing the purchasing power of half of this country, right? Giving parents less money to fund their kids' sports, to fund their kids' hobbies, to put food on their dinner table, or to even keep them healthy, right? Because he's taking food stamps permanently away from 3 million Americans and healthcare permanently away from 10 million low-income Americans. What do you think crippling medical debt is going to do to the parents of the next generation of children, because they no longer have the government to rely on to pay for their medical bills of their low income? Okay, that's going to ensure that that child's going to have a terrible life, right? Not to mention, right, the explicit attack that the right has made on children by demonizing same-sex couples, right, when they produce the same parental outcome as opposite-sex couples, or by restricting women's access to abortion, ensuring that there's going to be less children born into families that desire to be families, born into families that are financially well off and ready to start one, and instead forcing children to be placed in unready and unwanted households because their state legislators telling her woman that she's forced into being an incubator for the next 9 months against her will and consent. right? The only time you seem to care about kids is when it serves, right, some rhetorical purpose for this propaganda that trans people are taking over America and driving it into a ground, when in all reality, the 1% of our population that is trans, right, do not choose to be trans, can't change the fact that they are, and it's not harming you. Okay, you can't just go shouting trans, 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 and expect us to forget everything that I just named off insofar as how Donald Trump is actively hurting this country and the children of it.
Dean, I respect you a lot. You can be nice to me, but you said like 1,000 points, and like I don't even know where to respond because you told me like 1,000 different things, and like I don't even know where to start. Like, can you tell me one thing for my simple brain? But I can't respond to 1,000 different things, Dean. But thank you for like you can be nice to me. Wait, happy? Just wait, don't kick me out, please. Like just say one thing at a time.
What is
'cause
what
my
is
brain's
one
not
thing?
as
What
big
is
as
one?
yours.
What is one thing Donald Trump has done in the last 10 months that makes you support him?
All right. So I'll tell you this. Okay. So I agree that he has not ended the war in Ukraine,
Okay,
but
so
I
you're telling me
appreciate
something
his
that he
effort.
hasn't done. So I want you to tell me
Yeah.
something that he has done that
So
makes you support him.
I support him because he's trying to end it. Like he's trying to end the war in Ukraine.
Okay.
And I never
So
saw
so so
Biden trying to end it.
so what
Yeah.
is he doing to try to do that? And Kat, thank you so much for all the love.
So he's constantly trying to get Putin and the Ukrainian president Zelensky together, and he's trying to get them to agree to a deal. And I know he's trying to get Ukraine to give up some territory, but he's like, if you give us a little bit of territory, you're gonna have
In
a
the
peace
last
deal.
9 months, Russia's hit Ukraine the hardest they ever have. Donald Trump walked in day one, stopped sending military aid to Ukraine, taking international pressure off of Russia, increasing the likelihood that they drop peace negotiations, and leading to Russia hitting Ukraine the hardest they've ever been since Ukraine was the weakest they've ever been. Donald Trump realized that his plan here was so demonstrably shitty that he reversed it. And he went back to what Biden and Harris were doing by continuing to give them funding. You cannot defend the Trump presidency via their actions and policy towards Ukraine when their original actions and policy were so shitty, they just went right back to what the last administration was doing.
I don't think Ukraine should keep fighting. Russia is like the second strongest country in the world, and if this keeps, I mean, it's gonna take a couple of years, but eventually there's not gonna be
Can you
anything left.
respond to the specific points that I just made?
Yeah. Can you say it slowly? Because I'm not as smart as you.
I'm so sorry. I think I said it slowly, as is.
Yeah, just say it like shorter.
I think I said it
I'll
short
respond.
as is.
I'm
I
sorry.
think I
Just
said it slow enough, and I think I said it short enough.
just say it one more time. I apologize. I'll respond right now.
I literally repeated myself so you could track. Okay, right? I said it 2 times in my last breath. I'll say it one more time for you.
Thank you.
You can't support the Trump presidency because of their policy directed towards Ukraine. Because their policy was so bad, it took international pressure off of Russia, and then it caused Russia to hit Ukraine the hardest they ever have. Month by month, Russia's dropped the most bombs on Ukraine that they have since the beginning of the invasion so far under Trump's second term. Right? It was so bad that Donald Trump, right, walked back, right, the policy that he ran on, and instead conceded to what the Democrats were doing all along by continuing to fund the country.
So I can't support Trump because his policies made Russia attack Ukraine harder.
Yes.
Oh, that's crazy. You're getting so many gifts. Like, what the hell? Like, you got like all these gifts every second.
Can you please stop talking about the gifts and start responding to the arguments?
Dang, be nice to me. I like you, dude. Like, I appreciate
I don't
you.
think I'm being mean to you.
Sorry, I'm just being sensitive. I'm sorry, but I agree. Russia attacked Ukraine really hard lately, but I don't know if this is about Trump or not.
It is about Trump. The reason why
ca-
Russia's been hitting Ukraine harder is because we made Ukraine weaker. If you're in a fight with someone, right,
I agree.
and they want to kill you, and then somebody else walks up behind your back and puts duct tape around your hands, that person that's trying to kill you is going to fight harder while your hands are duct taped behind your back. You become
I agree.
weaker, the aggressor becomes stronger. And we made Ukraine weaker when we defunded their military, which in turn made Russia stronger.
I agree. Trump didn't give as much money or weapons to Ukraine as Biden did. I agree with that. And then Russia has an advantage.
Right.
But
So
I
so that's
just
what caused Russia to hit Ukraine harder. So you just said I don't know if it's Trump's doing. Well, it is
but
Trump's doing.
but I mean, like, the Russian president Putin, he already said, like, if you give us this territory, we're gonna stop the war. And
Right.
why
And
is
we,
it
we shouldn't give them that territory.
you think that territory is worth more than the millions of lives?
I think giving them that territory will only cause them to kill more people.
For real? Like, you think if they take that territory
What
and we
happened in
promise Ukraine,
2014?
we didn't promise them any protection. Like right now, Trump is saying, if you make this peace deal, we're gonna promise you protection. So if they ever attack again, we're gonna fight them back. Like we're gonna have U.S. soldiers on the
Wait, we,
ground.
we, we were giving them protection by sending them aid for their
How?
military, right? And Russia still hit them. Russia still killed the Ukrainians. We
That
shouldn't be
that's not the
conceding
same
any land to
protection.
Russia whatsoever. What we should be doing is getting Ukraine into NATO. If you
Th-
want to know the
That's what's
real
gonna
strat
happen,
here,
though.
it's to get Ukraine into NATO.
If Zelensky agrees to this peace deal and gives up a little bit of their
We,
land, they're gonna join
don't,
NATO.
I don't think that there should be a negotiation to illegal annexation of a foreign country, violating the right to self-determination of the people in that country during the perpetuation of an ongoing ethnic cleansing. Okay, we shouldn't negotiate with terrorists. Okay, and the state of Russia is a terroristic state.
You're right, but I don't think this war is right, and I think even just one life is worth more than all the territory in the whole world. Just one life is worth more than all that, and I think this war is like really dumb, and it should just stop. They should give up
So
their
I've already
ego.
responded. I've already responded to this. I'm not gonna respond to it again. I'm
All right,
literally,
that's
this is
fine.
the
That's fine.
last time I'm going to respond to this point. Last time we let Russia just annex Ukrainian land, they stepped back, they reloaded, and they hit them harder. And they
It's
also
all right.
don't honor they also don't honor agreements of protection. You understand that we already had an agreement of protection with Ukraine, right? The Budapest Memorandum from the 90s. That the Budapest Memorandum said if any other country invaded Ukraine, then we would protect Ukraine, and then Russia
So why didn't
invaded
we?
Ukraine.
How come we didn't protect them then?
So the protection was by proxy of funding for their military and humanitarian causes.
Is that really protection? I feel like protection is like we actually go to war with Russia.
If it wasn't protection, then why, as soon as we stopped giving those resources to Ukraine, did more Ukrainians die because Russia hit them with more missiles? That funding made Ukraine stronger, which in proxy made Russia weaker.
Dean, since you don't want to talk about this anymore because we disagree, is there any other points about
Do you have a
Trump that
counter argument to what I just said?
I don't think war is right, and I think Zelensky lost. Like if he keeps fighting this war that is endless, he's gonna lose all of Ukraine. I promise you. If he
No,
doesn't
no,
get a
no.
peace deal,
The way
the whole
to
Ukraine is gonna be lost.
the way to lose all of Ukraine is to secede Ukrainian land.
He's fighting the second strongest military in the world. He's gonna lose it eventually. He's losing every
So so so
territory year by year.
maybe the rest of Europe and America should step up and help them even more, right? And obviously, Putin's lapdog Trump, right, would not be a good president to cause us to step up and help Ukraine even more. Therefore, we
The-
should have elected somebody other than him, maybe Kamala
Ju-
Harris.
ju- just how you said it when Biden was president, and they helped Ukraine a lot when Biden was president. They sent them billions of dollars. Ukraine still lost a lot of territory, and they're gonna keep losing. Even if Biden was president right now, they would have lost even more. Like they're gonna
So
lose
are
no
you
matter
like a
what.
foreign policy expert? So I have a question. What are your credentials? What kind of degree did you get in school?
It's just for what I've seen.
Okay,
Biden was
so
president, and Ukraine lost territory.
what I've seen is a crushed Russian economy. What I've seen is an inflated price of the ruble. What I've seen is
They're
a
getting
failing.
stronger.
What I've seen is what is your evidence that Russia's getting stronger?
They're getting more territory by the second.
Wait. You're not giving me an argument. What is your evidence that Russia's getting stronger? Their economy is crippled. Okay. Their industries are falling. The ruble's inflating, right? They're losing steam, right? The only thing that made them stronger is when we took the gas off of the funding that we were giving to Ukraine and we bowed the knee to Putin. Okay, we shouldn't negotiate with terrorists for the very last time. You are acting as a Russian agent right now. You are pushing that Kremlin propaganda. If what you were saying right now was truly what was best for Ukraine, then Putin and the Kremlin wouldn't have paid Tim Pool and Benny Johnson $500,000 a month to say the same thing. I think that's a very strong point that I really need you to reflect on and really listen to. If what you were saying right now was truly in the best interests of Ukraine, then the Kremlin wouldn't have paid Tim Pool and Benny Johnson $500,000 a month to say the same thing.
I don't know who Billy Johnson is. All I know is that Ukraine does not even have enough power
Respond to that point. Do you think that
point?
Russia has Ukraine's best interests in heart at its heart?
No.
So then why was Russia?
attacked
So they
Ukraine.
don't have Ukraine's best interests at heart.
Of course
So then why
not.
was Russia paying American Republican influencers $500,000 a month to say the same thing you're saying right now?
To say what, that Ukraine lost their power today? They don't have
Saying that we need to stop supporting Ukraine, saying that we need to stop sending them money, saying that we just need to give Russia land. These are all the talking points that the Kremlin
Let me ask you
paid
something.
Tim Pool and Benny Johnson $500,000 a month to repeat. I want you to respond to that point.
And I want you to respond, what's better, helping the homeless or helping Ukraine? What's better?
Well, apparently
better?
Donald Trump doesn't want to do either of them.
So you agree helping Ukraine is better, not the homeless people in the United States,
Well,
in our own country?
I think when you're
What's
running,
better then?
I think when you're running,
Ukraine is better, right?
So
they're more worth it, huh?
I think when you're running the world's,
Oh, hell no.
I think when you're
Ukraine
okay.
is a much more
So
better
why
decision,
won't you
huh?
let me speak?
Because you're full of shit. You don't want to help. You want to help Ukraine, and you don't want to help the homeless in your own country, in the United States.
The only thing full of shit here is your head. What is one way Donald Trump has helped the homeless in the last 10 months?
You're complaining that he's not helping Ukraine, and if he doesn't help Ukraine,
Right.
obviously that money's going to the homeless people.
What's worse, not helping Ukraine and not helping the homeless, or helping the homeless and helping Ukraine? Because that was
What's
the
better is
dichotomy
not-
that we
is-
saw. No, you're gonna listen to me, little bro. Pipe the fuck down, because that's the dichotomy that we saw in the last election. See, Donald Trump is an I want to defund Ukraine so I could then turn around and help low-income Americans. Donald Trump is I want to defund Ukraine so then I could turn around and defund the social programs that help low-income Americans by kicking 10 million of them off of healthcare through Medicaid by defunding it $2 by $1 trillion, kicking 3 million of them off of food stamps by defunding it $2 by $156 billion, and refusing to fund food stamps for 42 million Americans, including 20 million disabled Americans and 16 million children in this country, right? And refusing to feed them, starving them by refusing to abide by a court order to fund food stamps during the rest of the government shutdown in November for 12 days. Now, looking at Kamala Harris, okay, Kamala Harris was like, hey, we need to help Ukraine. We need to fund them. We need to have their best interests in heart for multiple reasons that I don't think you'd understand because I think you have a low IQ. And we need to turn around and help low-income Americans by ensuring that these ACA subsidies don't expire, right? So if you are accessing Medicaid through the ACA, you're not going to have your premiums quadruple, by ensuring that eligibility to Medicaid stays in place so 10 million people don't lose it over the course of the next 10 years, and actually taking it one step further by implementing policy to ensure that the maximum amount that any American citizen could pay out of pocket in a single year for private pharmaceuticals would only be $3,000. So that once again, that just in summary, that question that you're asking me, what's better, helping Ukraine or helping the homeless? Well, what's better, helping Ukraine and the homeless, or not helping Ukraine or the homeless?
What's better is not helping other countries than our own, and for us to go into debt, sending $500 billion to Ukraine. That's what's better. And let me ask you, what did Kamala Harris do for our country in the 4 years that she was vice president? What's one thing that she did for our country? Name one accomplishment in her entire career. Name one little thing that she did for us. A big thing. It can't even be, I hope, one person. Name something she did for a whole country. It was better for us to not go into debt and send $500 billion to another country when we're struggling in here. Why is Ukraine worth more than the United States?
First and foremost, you're getting flustered because the first sentence that you said, you suggested we sent $5 billion to Ukraine. And then in the last sentence you said, you suggested we sent $500 billion to Ukraine.
I said 500 every single time. My bad for mispronunciation.
So we need to clarify first.
I said 500.
Under Biden and Harris, we did not send Ukraine $500 billion. We sent
400, whatever, 400. My bad.
No.
$100 billion.
We sent them around $120 billion.
No, we didn't.
What's your source otherwise?
Everywhere. You want me to find your source?
So if it's everywhere, it should be really easy to
find your source.
If it's
You think I
everywhere,
wrote
it
down
should
a
be
source
incredibly
before I
easy to.
talk to you, or what?
I don't think that you do, and I don't think that you do research before you say shit.
I did research. It's $500 billion. Are you crazy?
What's your source?
You want me to? My bad for not writing it down before going on live. Like, you want me to write it down before I talk to you?
I
Like,
want
are
you to use
crazy?
any
Look
means
it
at your
up.
disposal. Are you calling me crazy because I'm asking you for evidence? I think that sums up MAGA in
You're
a sentence perfectly.
you're
And
crazy for
by the
asking
way,
for
by the way,
evidence.
I also want to make sure here, right, that I'm like nobody thinks I'm deflecting from your question. What was one big thing that Kamala Harris
Listen,
did for this country? Well, one big thing that Kamala
bro.
Harris did for this country was she worked alongside the Biden-Harris administration to get the PACT Act through Congress, and then she passed the tie-breaking vote on it in the Senate, in which expanded VA eligibility to over 1 million new veterans that weren't covered previously via an $800 million investment into it. Now, right, I want you to do the same thing by naming one large monumental policy that Donald Trump was able to usher through Congress and sign into law that truly benefited the average American. And when you fail to answer this question, I want you to reflect on your own ignorance.
That's amazing because I'm actually a veteran, and you're right. I feel the effects of
Can
Kamala
you answer
Harris
my question?
because I don't feel not one effect that Kamala Harris did for me because I'm an actual
No, I,
veteran.
I asked
I
you
can
one
show proof.
policy that Donald Trump had ushered
She's
through
gonna,
Congress and signed
she's
into
gonna
law
help
that
me.
truly helped the average American.
Say that one more time because I interrupted you. Say
I
that
asked you to
one more
name
time.
one policy that Donald Trump ushered through Congress, then signed into law that truly helped the average American.
The average American he gave us stimulus checks. You know that should pay my bills.
Oh, stimulus checks?
Yeah, that should pay my bills. What are you talking
So the
about?
stimulus checks help pay your bills. So did you
Of
know that the
course.
Biden-Harris administration also passed stimulus checks, and both packages were bipartisan by nature, meaning of that
How
Donald Trump
many?
wasn't president in 2017 through 2021, that those stimulus checks still would have passed, given that the pandemic occurred?
You're saying 2017? COVID wasn't even here. Like, what are you talking about?
I said if he wasn't president through 2017 through 2021.
What?
Those were the years that he was president. I'm saying if he wasn't elected in 2016, if Hillary Clinton became the president instead, we still would have seen those stimulus checks during the pandemic because they were bipartisan. Everybody in Congress supported them.
So you're saying even though when Trump was president and we got stimulus checks, you're saying if Biden was president, we were gonna still get stimulus checks? That's amazing.
Yes, because when Biden was
Wow.
president, we literally got a second stimulus check. Silly goose.
What year? Wait, stop being nice to me. Dude,
That was the American Rescue Plan passed in 2021. A second round of stimulus checks.
wait, Dean, first of all, you're amazing, but also, damn, I wanted to tell you something, but I forgot.
Oh, well, I'll tell you something because you were also complaining about sending money to other countries. Well,
Yeah.
if you really hate sending money to other countries, then you should really hate Trump right now for sending $40 billion to Argentina to help stimulate their economy. And you should really hate every Republican in Congress operating under his rule for refusing to redirect that $40 billion that they sent to Argentina to rather fund SNAP benefits during the continued government shutdown, or to reappropriate them
Can't
into
talk
the
about that?
ACA subsidy, right, to keep healthcare costs lower, right, lower by 300% for 45 million Americans for an additional 2 to 3 years.
Can't talk about that?
Oh,
Can't
for
talk
sure.
about the
I would love to
Argentina money?
talk about how your administration puts Argentina before the 45 million Americans that are relying
Yeah.
on the American upon the ACA to get medical treatment. I would love to talk to you about
Yeah,
that,
yeah, yeah.
especially
That's what I'm
considering the
talking
fact that you're the same person that suggested that we should be focused on helping our own people over other countries. But then but then your president Donald Trump sends the most money that has ever been sent in a single year, $40 billion to another country, to Argentina, and then refuses to redirect that funding to covering the subsidy to keep healthcare premiums lowered by 300% for 45 million Americans. Sure, we could talk about that.
Yeah, you're really funny, Dean. Thank you for being nice to me. But yeah, I want to talk about that Argentina stuff. The reason I'm not too mad about that is because, I mean, I might be wrong, but it sounded like he traded U.S. dollars for Argentina money.
So,
And so
only half of it was a currency swap, and our currency is significantly
half of
more
it?
powerful than theirs. So it was a handout.
I mean, I didn't know it was half of it, but what I was tracking is that he like switched ours with their money.
Yeah,
that-
and the American dollar is significantly stronger than the
You're right.
Argentinian dollar, as the Argentinian dollar is significantly more disposed towards hyperinflation.
Yeah. What I'm trying to say, even it was like more powerful. Let's say he did like a $5 switching with 10,000 Argentina, whatever they call it. I don't know. Let's just call it like coins. Even if he switched it, like that millisecond, that 1 second, like we didn't lose any money. They just got switched.
So
And
point
that
number
made
one, once again, only half of the currency was swapped, meaning that we lost $20 billion off rip. And point number
for
two,
sure.
right, we're going to lose significantly more over the long term due to the fact that our dollar is much stronger than theirs. And if you're concerned about the debt, we've never had a worse president for the debt. Donald Trump spent the most money ever spent on a single bill in this country's history when he dropped $4.5 trillion in debt-related spending over the course of the next 10 years on the big, beautiful bill, which only helps the wealthy. Well, I guess the wealthy and, and the other top 50% of income earners, while serving to a detriment to the bottom 50% of income earners and truly hurting low-income Americans the most.
Dean, why are people being so mean to me in the comment section?
Well, I don't know. I think
second
that
of
you
all,
just need to suck it up. I don't know what to tell you. We're here for a conversation. Let's focus on one another. If you can't take the heat from the comment section, I should probably move on to the next guest. I would say
That's
there's a high
crazy.
likelihood that maybe some of the viewers tuning into the conversation are at this point getting a little bit annoyed because you're a little bit annoying, right? Now, if you like to respond to the points I made, the mic is yours.
well, before you kick me out, can you tell me before you kick me out so I can tell you that?
How about you respond to any of the points that I just made about you arguing that we should keep our debt low, but then Donald Trump has exploded the debt more so than any other president ever, signing the most expensive bill into law in this country's history. How you said that we should stop sending money to other countries. Then Donald Trump not only sent the most money our country's ever sent to another country in a single year, but then refused to redirect that expenditure to covering the ACA subsidies for another 2 years to keep healthcare costs lower, right, for 45 million Americans, literally placing Argentina over America.
Dean, I've been trying to tell you, like, I don't know what my IQ is, but I can't take like 3 points at the same time. Like, you gotta give me one at a time. Like,
I made
you
2 points. So the 2 points were Trump bad for debt, exploiting it more than any other president. Trump bad for Americans, places other countries over America.
I don't think he's placed any country over us.
He is, because Republicans in Congress refuse to redirect the expenditure that's going to Argentina to, once again, for the very last time, right, keeping the subsidy in place that would have helped reduce the price of healthcare for 45 million Americans by over 300% per year.
Maybe I'm too drunk for this because like I don't know what you're saying. But
You don't even know what
is there
I'm
anything
saying?
else?
If you don't know what I'm saying, then I'm kicking you out with like no second thought. If you can't even track the words that are coming out of my mouth, I'm disconnecting you and I'm never reconnecting you. And we're going to move on to the next guest. Jesus Christ. Okay. All right, bro. Dude, oh my goodness. What's up? Do you support Trump? Hello? Sherilyn's not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Dude, if you literally like can't even like understand what I'm saying, there's just no way we could have a dialogue with one another. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Who's my good little kitten?
We're going to go ahead and move on to the next guest, guys. Only hop inside of that queue if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president. If you hop inside of the queue and you are not an American adult that supports Trump as president, you'll be very swiftly disconnected from the live. Hey, Polar, thank you so much for the $5 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much, Polar. Merc, thank you for the 5. And Cash, thank you for the $5 as well. Appreciate y'all. What's going on? Do you support Trump, Armand?
Dean, you did ban my other account. Don't lie, mate.
I didn't ban your other account.
Yes, you did.
I'm going to ban this one too. Ban. I'm just kidding. I didn't ban that one either. If your other account seriously is banned, maybe like a mod actually banned it. Yeah. What's your at? Well, I guess I should have asked him while he's on the live. Yo, listen. Yo, Farmstead, drop your ad of your other account in the comment section. And then for the people watching, right, just like, like copy and repost his message. We'll see if I do have a band. What's up? Do you support Trump, J Daddy?
No, I was just gonna say I think MAGA votes under the influence as well.
Hey man, good one. You made me laugh. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go. If you happen to that was a good one. If you happen to be one of the 11,000 people hanging out with us on TikTok right now, y'all, make sure that we are double tapping away on that phone screen, folks. Sharing out this live with a handful of friends and hopping in that queue of your MAGA. All right, chat, I see it down below. Appreciate you guys. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Nah, I don't.
All right, man. Please do stay out of the queue unless you are a Trump supporter. Moving on to the next guest, Adrian. Yo, Ken, thank you so much for the $25 over at Venmo, my friend. Thank you so much, Ken. Ken with the 25 bucks says MAGA is on the run. Dude, they're always running. Appreciate you so much, Ken. Let's get 250 Ken W's. It is so good to see you, my friend, and thank you so much for your kindness. What is up, Adrian? Do you support Trump?
Yes.
And how old are you?
I do. Well, 18.
You about said 16.
18.
What year were you born in?
2006.
I don't.
March
You can.
March 28th.
You actually can be 18, born in 06. March 28th, you'd be 19. Goodbye. Moving on to the next guest. We're going to get them loaded up in here right now. We got Layla connecting to the stream. Is John the Bomb banned? Hello, do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
What year were you born in?
No, I did support him until he cut off funding for federal
So you don't
snaps.
support him anymore?
Yes, after that.
Based. Moving on to the next guest. Okay, the verdict is in. I do not have John the Bomb banned. John the Bomb. You live another day. I guess I don't have his account banned. All right, we're going to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. What's up? Are you MAGA?
No.
All right, then please stay out of the queue, man. Please stay out of the queue, guys. If you're not a Trump supporter. What the hell did I do to the camera? There we go. Please, please, please. All right. Yo, also, Judy, thank you so much for the $100 over on Venmo. Holy shit, Judy. Judy with $100. Thank you so much for your kindness and your generosity. That is like seriously insane. Says, go Dean. Listen, Judy, I really appreciate you for being here. I really appreciate you for your love. That is just nuts. I want everybody watching to please show some love to Judy down below in that comment section. Huge shout out to you. Huge shout out to you. Thank you so much for your kindness, Judy. Now, this next guest, their name is quote unquote Dean Sucks.
What do you do?
You a little bit emotional?
No, it's just that you're a terrible guy.
Well, someone sounds a little bit emotional to me. Can I ask you to breathe? Can I ask you to calm down?
How about you calm down?
Please, take a breath. No, seriously, I mean it. Just take a big, deep breath in, count to 5, then exhale slowly.
No, I'm already breathing.
Whoa! You said no? Dude, come on, please. Do it for me. I like, you're insane. Like, you're literally crashing out.
Can we debate?
Oh my God, why? Jude, deep breath.
You're scared to debate me, Dean.
If I was scared to debate you, then why did I bring you up?
Well, okay, but you kept going sidetrack. Can we start?
Because I'm having fun. What's the problem with... Dude, I swear MAGA's so, like, melancholic. Ugh, I hate fun. I hate having a little fun. I hate maybe taking 5 seconds just to, push your buttons, let's debate. All right, whatever. All right, little bro, let's fucking debate. So, I gotta ask you first, how old are you?
I'm 19 years old.
And what year were you born in, Pamela? Thank you for the first
2006.
Okay, all right. And before I ask you why you support Trump, why do you think I suck?
Because I just don't like your rhetoric that you spread towards the Christian community and the Republican Party.
The rhetoric that I spread towards the Christian community, I think I'm very fair to Christians, right? I mean, if you watch my live at all, you know that I love good Christians, like Christians that genuinely use the scripture as a symbol of peace and love compared to a weapon of hate and division. I fuck with you heavy. Right? I do take big issue with Christians that misinterpret their scripture and somehow yield we should hate the poor and exclude, those different from ourselves from a savior that said be inviting of everybody and made Matthew quit his job as a tax collector on the poor to become one of his disciples.
So do you think every child should have the right to live, Dean? Because you're pro-choice.
Well, it depends on how you define child. If you define child as, like a young human being, including a human being in the uterus of a woman, then no. Now, if you define a child like a born human being, then yes.
But guess what? That kid that's in the fetus could be what? A doctor, could be saving people's lives, could possibly be a president or a civil rights leader.
Well, I mean, if we want to talk about the potential future prospects of a fetus in a woman's uterus, it could also be Hitler 2.0, so abortion would be justice.
My God, Dean,
Whoa, you just took God's name in vain. Oh my God, I really hate your violent rhetoric against the Christian community.
You want men and
you are a radical. You want to abuse the name of God. You are breaking the 10 Commandments. In fact, can you point me to anywhere in the scripture where it says one sin is worse than any other?
At least I don't support Kamala, who's
answer my question. Can you point me to anywhere in the scripture where it says one sin is worse than any other?
No, but I can
So
tell
all
you
sins are all sins are identical in the eyes of God. So because you think that all sins are identical in the eyes of God, and you just took the name of God in vain by saying, "Oh my God, you broke the Ten Commandments," therefore you just committed a sin that is identical to abortion.
guess
So
what?
if you think
And
that women should be prosecuted for getting abortions, and that
I
is a
never
sin
said that.
just as wrong as what you just did, do you
I
think
said
that you should be
here's
thrown
what-
in jail?
Here's my stance on abortion. I think if the woman, let's just say in cases if she gets raped, then I think she should have the right to have an abortion. I 100% agree with that.
Do you think that you should have the right to say, "Oh my God"?
God, everyone has sinned before.
But that's not the question that I asked. Do you think that you should have the legal right to say, "Oh my God"?
I mean, go ahead.
Oh, so
I'm-
so you think that you should have the legal right to commit a sin that's just as bad as abortion? So then why shouldn't women have the legal right to access abortion if it's a sin just as bad as saying, "Oh my God"?
No, I said that a woman can have an abortion. It's just that only if the mother's at risk or other so-and-so reasons.
Right, so you're saying that it's a sin in elective circumstances, therefore they shouldn't have the legal right to do so. However, you just committed a sin that's just as bad as an
And
elective
I
abortion.
think
You argue,
if
no,
a
listen to
woman-
me. Listen to me. You said that they shouldn't have the legal right to access abortion because it's a sin, but you just committed a sin that's just as bad as that sin by saying, "Oh my God." And then you defended that sin by arguing that you should have the legal right to do so. So if you should have the legal right to commit a sin that's just as bad as abortion in elective circumstances, then why shouldn't women have the legal right in order to access elective abortions? And I want to make sure that you're giving me a direct answer to the question that I'm asking you. I feel like you're going to start talking about trans people again. I feel like you're going to start talking about Kamala Harris again. And I feel like you're not going to directly respond to the substance of the argument that I'm purporting because it's shitting all over your terrible worldview with a plentiful of contradictions and illogical messes.
Whatever, buddy. Continue talking. All right, what was the question we were gonna ask me?
Oh, okay. So you're a little bit lost. You can't track the conversation. You don't even know what I asked you. So I'll
Oh
repeat
no,
it.
because I think it's okay. But the thing about it is that abortion and sinning is different. Abortion means when you're taking a potential child's life away, B. You know how sad that is to watch an abortion happen?
Okay, so
That
you
is-
just said, so do you think that the sin of abortion is worse than the sin of lying? The sin of taking God's name in vain?
I mean, I guess. I mean,
So where in the Bible does it say that?
well, God was pro-life.
Okay, so God also wouldn't want you to take His name in vain. Now answer my question: where
Well,
in the
I made a
Bible?
mistake,
Where
and
in
I
the Bible?
will-
Also, by the way, no, God's not pro-life. God's pro-choice.
How do you know? Show me proof, buddy.
Yeah, for sure, I got you. God wants us to have free
Did
will in the
you get
pro-choice
that
world.
off? What, you got that off some left-leaning news channel that wants men and women's sports? Where did you get that from? Because last time I checked, when someone was saying that God is king.
So
Can I
no,
talk?
you can't because I'm gonna answer your question. The only people that want men in private women's only spaces would be Trump and Trump supporters.
That's
given
not
the fact,
true.
Okay, well you're interrupting me. Given the fact that he boasted right about sexually exploiting naked women and naked girls in their private women's spaces at Miss Teen USA and Miss USA, and of course trans women aren't men, right? Trans women are women. The only people that legitimately say men are women and women are men, right, would be people on the right who accuse Michelle Obama of being a man, people on the right who accuse President Macron and France's wife of being a man, right? And I think
mean,
you got
we
it
don't
all
have
twisted.
proof.
Now I'm going to go ahead and just simply try to respond to the argument that or repeat the argument that I was giving you. You said that you think the sin of abortion is worse than the sin of lying or taking God's name in vain. Point number one, this is contradictory to the concession that you made less than 5 minutes ago when you said all sins are viewed identically in the eyes of God. And point number two, you wouldn't be able to point me towards any clear scripture that repeats the point that you're arguing, right? This is a point born out of your own pitiful emotions, not the scripture of the Bible. So, in fact, I'd even argue here earlier when you told me that I contort the message of God in the scripture, that is something you're doing right now unless you can argue with the use of scripture that the sin of abortion truly is worse than the sin of lying or taking God's name in vain.
So I do need to repent. I mean, I did make a mistake in saying using God's name in vain, and I do apologize for that. The thing about it is that, did you see that clip? And I'm sure you did, Dean.
You're going to pivot now instead of responding to the argument because you're weak.
Yes. I'm sorry. I do concede to that.
Okay,
you were right.
so you can see that the sin of abortion is identical to the sin of taking God's name in vain. Do you still defend the premise that it should be legal to take God's name in vain?
I feel like the abortion part is a little bit worse.
So where in the Bible does it say that? I want a
Like,
specific verse. I want a specific part of the Bible.
but based off Dean.
No.
I have a-
I want to hear verses. No.
I have a question.
The question is not giving me the verses. Give me the verses.
I don't know any
Oh,
verses, but
so if you don't know where the Bible says this, and how do you know the Bible says this?
there's a verse that says everybody's a child of God. Do you know that?
And there's a verse that says, "Thou shalt not take God's name in vain." You're attempting to argue here that one sin is worse than the other. That's what I'm asking you for evidence of.
I do repent on that. I did messed up, and I apologize.
So then you concede that the sin of abortion isn't any worse than the sin of taking God's
but-
name in vain.
but-
Oh, yes. So now that you've conceded that the sin of abortion is no worse than the sin of taking God's name in vain, and you think that you should have the legal right to take God's name in vain, then who are you to say that women shouldn't have the legal right to get an elective abortion?
I say. All right, so think of this, Dean. You're a father, and you have your wife, a beautiful wife. You have a house. You're living in a nice state.
This is insufferable. Respond to the argument that I gave you. I'm not going to repeat it again. You have one last opportunity to genuinely address the substance of the position that I just reiterated, and you will not address it. You can't address it. It's a defeater position that exposes your view as total BS. So instead of yapping and giving me these hypothetical scenarios that do have absolutely no bearing towards a genuine response to the argument I purported, address the argument head on or get kicked. I'm sorry,
Okay,
I just
fine.
don't have time for the pitiful
Sorry.
nonsense of MAGA today. I deal with this shit enough on these lives. You got to keep in mind, I do this for 4 hours, 7 days a week, 4 weeks a month, and 12 months a year. Okay? And I get real fed up with it real quick. I've repeated the argument at this point 10 times. I refuse to repeat it for an 11th. Stop being bad faith. Genuinely engage in the argument that I gave you. Please.
Okay, you're right, Dean. You're right about that part. On everything you said, you were right. The thing about it is
So
that
now I just want to clarify. When you're saying that I'm right, you're saying that you have no argument to demonstrate why women shouldn't legally be allowed to access any abortion, considering the fact that you defend the legalization of other sins that are just as wrong as that.
Yes.
Okay, so you're pro-choice.
But can I tell you this though?
You
Can
can
we
give
move
an
on?
argument why you support Trump as president.
Okay. I feel like his economy is great. He's putting America first. Look, Zelensky, the reason why Russia and Ukraine is still fighting is because Zelensky won't stop begging the U.S. for billions of dollars. And our Congress and our senators are funding this type of terrible guy. Look, President Trump said 2 days ago that if Ukraine doesn't stop fighting by Thanksgiving, then we won't support them anymore. And that's just simple. Zelensky's wasting our time and wasting our resources. We need to put the American people first. And we just need to make this country great again. We need to make America great again.
Oh my God, if $20 billion goes to fighting off an ethnic cleansing, it's putting America last. But if $40 billion goes to stimulate the economy of Argentina, it's my favorite thing ever.
There's no ethnic cleansing going on in Ukraine.
Oh my God.
I
So
just
what's
asked-
the definition of ethnic cleansing?
It's basically when some type of group comes in and take over like people and like their land and their culture and all that. That's ethnic cleansing. Like when you take away.
That's not the definition of ethnic cleansing, but even that definition fits what Russia's doing to Ukraine.
Well, Ukraine, Russia's bad too. I'm not on Russia's side.
I didn't ask you if Russia was bad. I demonstrated that your definition of ethnic cleansing is describing what Russia is doing to Ukraine.
Well, yeah, you're right, but we.
Okay. So then my argument stands. When the Biden-Harris administration sends $20 billion to, the victim of an ethnic cleansing, it's putting America last. But then when Trump sends $40 billion to help stimulate the economy of Argentina, it's putting America first.
Well, that's because Trump is a businessman. He knows what he's doing to Argentina.
So when Trump sends money to other countries, he knows what he's doing. But when Biden sends money to other countries, it's terrible.
Well, I mean, Biden didn't send money to countries. He used that little auto pen and Kamala took over.
Oh, the same auto pen that Donald Trump used on his pardons for members of the J6 riots? The same auto pen that Donald Trump continues to use for executive orders by the day? The same auto pen that he was proven to use because you could read his executive orders on the Department of Justice website and whitehouse.gov, and you'll see identical signatures on every single paper. And once this got exposed by the media, they then said it was just a technical mistake and updated the signatures to be different. That auto pen?
Well, Trump
right? And,
when
and
he
yeah.
when he was pardoning the January 6 people, he pardoned what, like almost like 1,000 people. So of course Trump's not gonna write.
So of course it's okay when Donald Trump uses an auto pin, but then when Biden does it, apparently it makes him worse than the adjudicated rapist. No, I get it. You're just delusional.
Whoa! You know that's defamation. You can't call Trump that. You can't say that.
Well, if it was defamatory, then E. Jean Carroll would have lost the suit Donald Trump launched against her for calling him a rapist on live TV. But by the way, she won it. And the judge inevitably clarified that, yeah, Donald Trump was found to have raped her. So sit down, shut up, keep
That
coping.
was politically motivated.
The only thing politically motivated here, right, is the only 3 brain cells that you have to be indoctrinated into baseless cult-like propaganda to bow the knee to a wannabe dictator, and it's embarrassing.
So why are you scared to debate Byron Gaines? He has proof and you don't.
I don't even know who Byron Gaines is. Maybe he needs to get more clout first, or pay me $10,000 and I'll sit down with him.
Debate Ben Shapiro. He's way smarter than you, and he's better. He knows what's right in America.
Well, actually, I did debate Ben Shapiro. I debated him on how DEI is true of the Electoral College, and I absolutely destroyed him. Oh, and I had a debate with him about abortion. It was posted as a follow-up. Did great there, too.
I don't like DEI. Kamala was a DEI, so.
Oh wow, really? So yeah, see, this is the perpetuation of racism from the right. They'll just say if you're black, therefore you're DEI. See, my evidence that she's not DEI is that she was more qualified than Trump. Yeah.
So you think
the right's version of DEI?
Okay, so you think it was all right for her? She was drinking and she didn't know what was going on. She laughed like 24/7. Like she was saying, ha ha ha, my school bus, the yellow school bus.
Oh wow. Yeah, joy is just truly the worst. Oh my god, I can't stand it when my leader laughs. I need them to starve poor people. I can't stand it when my leader laughs. I need them to demand the execution of their political opponents. I can't stand it when my leader laughs. I need them to take 10 million low-income Americans off healthcare. I can't stand it when my leader laughs. I need them to coup the government and try to rig the outcome of an election. Is that the argument?
She was drinking on the Stephen Colbert's on his show, and she was saying, "Did you fill out a coconut tree?" Like, this is America. You can't be laughing and doing all that craziness in the White House. This is serious. We don't care if you fill out.
So you just said that she was drinking on a late night show. A late night show is not the White House. Plus, I don't think you'd be able to give me any evidence that she was. And if she was, she deserves to have some fun and enjoy herself after the election. I think now's a good time for her to take the chill.
Someone at her rally said Jesus is king, and she said you're at the wrong rally.
Oh well, she was actually responding to anti-MAGA protesters in the crowd. Right, because the people screaming "Jesus is King" with the Trump shirts on and the MAGA hats on, protesting against her, were at the wrong rally. Yeah, because they should have been at Trump's rally down the road.
Can you show me proof?
Oh, so now you require proof to believe things. I have a question. Why didn't you demand proof from yourself when you tried to argue that for whatever reason Donald Trump was doing great for the economy? Why didn't you demand proof from yourself when you tried to argue for whatever reason Donald Trump was good for the day?
I can show you proof. Go on the egg prices. Look up egg prices in the U.S. and the chart's down. U.S. wise. Look it up.
So what did Donald Trump do to reduce the price of eggs?
He got rid of EBTs and all that, and
he got rid of EBT.
Like he's cutting all the food, abusing, all the people who's abusing our system for food stamps and all that. Like they're using EBTs to get snacks and all that, and RFK told them, he said that we're not going to let you keep buying Hershey's, Oreos.
Wait, so they should only be able to buy healthy foods?
Yes.
Are eggs healthy?
I mean, yes, you got to bulk. Yeah, boiled eggs.
You just tried to argue, right, that they were able to reduce the price of eggs by reducing their demand, by taking away access from individuals on EBT, by restricting EBT to healthy food items only. Then you argue that eggs are a healthy food item. So then why would it restrict the demand of eggs?
When you work out, you're supposed to have boiled eggs to bulk up and get that protein.
You're not answering my question. You're I don't even know what you're responding to right now. It's not my question. Let me know if you can't track and you need me to repeat the question. This guy is so intelligent.
Look, Dean, calm down. Everyone knows you're a liar.
So we finally hit the wall. Okay,
dude, calm down.
Chat, we finally hit the wall. That's what. So as soon as I give an argument that they just can't respond to and their brain breaks, they just say, "Oh, Dean, you're a liar. You suck. Calm down."
Hey, guess what? You know,
Get
I
pushed,
really
buddy.
do. Like, I hate you.
Get
You're a
pushed.
terrible guy.
Get pushed, buddy.
Terrible guy.
All
You're
right.
a terrible
Can you
guy.
thank Naomi for the $20 on Super Chat?
Well, Naomi, thank this anti-democratic, radical-left lunatic who wants men and women's sports. The DEI, the black woman who put millions in jail.
So you responded to me asking you to thank Naomi for the $20 Super Chat by shitting on trans people and shitting on black people. So is that
No.
just like your baseline? Like
No,
when you're
this
just
one
like
is-
operating in the world around you, right? Just chilling, just hanging out. Or it is like the baseline level of consciousness. I hate trans people. I hate black people. Right? 'Cause, like, dude, all I was asking you to do is to thank Naomi for the $20 Super Chat on YouTube.
What I'm saying is that every time.
Thank Naomi for the $20 Super Chat on YouTube.
Thank you, Naomi.
Good boy. Good boy. Naomi with a $20 on Super Chat says, they all say that sins are equal, yet forget the 7 deadly sins. There's quite literally an anime called this, and yes, King is my favorite character. I appreciate you for that love, Naomi. Show some love to Naomi down below in that chat for the $20 over on Super Chat. Thank you so much for your kindness. Show some love to Naomi. And Peter, thank you so much for the $100 over on Venmo. Thank you so much, Peter. I want y'all to show some massive love to Peter down below in that comment section for the $100. Thank you so much, man. Peter with $100 says, how does this quote-unquote Dean Sucks guy feel about the pardoned J6 rioter being arrested for essaying a minor? Hypocritical two-bag. Yeah, can you respond to that?
Well, I mean, that's his part, but Trump still pardoned him, and he was a nice guy.
So he was a nice guy even though he essayed a minor?
No, for the January 6th, we had to take our country back because the Democrats
So
rigged it.
can you respond to the question that Peter asked you there? You paid
Oh, that's
$100
messed
to
up.
ask it.
Oh, that's messed up. That's completely messed up.
Okay,
But
so Peter, thank you for the $100. I really appreciate you for your kindness. Jenny, thank you so much for the $6 and the 66 cents. Who says fuck this guy? Appreciate you, Jenny. Andy, thank you for the 5. Kayla, thank you for the $10. Who says Colorado gang represent? Dude, hell yes, Kayla. Thank you so much for the $10. Let's get 100 Kayla W's down below. And Kaylin, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo. Welcome in to you and your friend Libby. Leah, that is Leigh. Thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo. Thank you, Leah. Show some love to Leah down below in that chat. Seriously, thank you so much for your kindness. Who says these people are not pro-life, they're pro-birth. Life is everything that happens after the baby is born, such as SNAP benefits to feed them. Oh yeah, and then you'll argue that they're abusing those SNAP benefits and they some, for whatever reason, deserve to starve. You're absolutely right, Leah. And then Linda, thank you for the $25, who says, keep to yourself, but just denied medical work clearance to an ICE asshole and it felt fucking great. Celebrating my donation to your awesomeness. Yo, Linda, dude, hell yes, thank you for the $25. And thank you for your patriotic duty, ma'am. Show some love to Linda down below in that chat for the 25. And Claudia, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Claudia, I'm not going to read your message out loud. You know why, but thank you. And then Lion, thank you for the $10 as well. Thank you so much, you guys. Over on PayPal, there's a couple people I'd like to thank real quick. First and foremost, Zach. Thank you so much for the $20. Show some love to Zach. And Mr. Good Boy, I want to get your thoughts on Zach's message here. Zach with the $20 says, quote unquote, this man is so stupid it genuinely makes me sad.
and tell him he's so stupid for supporting an antichrist community, the Democratic Party.
Oh, so what is one way that Donald Trump fulfills the teachings of the Bible?
Traditional family,
Donald Trump has had 3 wives and has cheated on all 3 of them. He cheated on his most recent wife with a corn star while she was pregnant. Are those traditional values?
Well, God forgives everybody, so I mean...
Oh, okay, so you're just saying that God forgave Donald Trump for not fulfilling traditional values, so your point is no.
Now he does. Now he does.
Oh, now he fulfills traditional values.
Yep, ever since he first ran for president. I mean, 2016, he defeated Hillary, who, her husband Bill.
Naomi, thank you for another $10 over on Super Chat too. Thank you so much for the $10. Naomi says, Dean, I thank you kindly for standing up for our democracy. Signed a black person. Oh, thank you for being here and thank you for the $10. Lauren, thank you so much for the $15 over on PayPal, who says, hey, Dean, I'm here every day. Hope that you're doing well. I'm doing all right, Lauren. Thank you so much for your love and kindness.
No.
Kelsey with the 5, shut up. Darius with the 5 and Matthew with the 7. Thank you, guys. James with the 1 and Wesley with the 10. Thank you so much, Wesley. And then Sony, thank you so much for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you, Sonny. Sonny with the $20 says, what's your favorite NBA/NFL team? Well, first and foremost, thank you for the $20. Let's get 200 Sonny W's in that chat. And second of all, I'm not a really big watcher of the NFL or NBL. NFL. NBA or NFL. I got them backwards there. However, I have watched college football in the past, and I'm a big fan of Tennessee State and Georgia. Alabama, they're pretty good too. Then, of course, I have some bias towards the Buffs since I went to CU. But appreciate you for the $20, Sonny. We're going to get that next guest loaded up in here right now. I honestly just kicked that last guy. He got a restriction. Let's get him out of here. Mason, thank you for the $5 as well, and PayPal, and Clifford with the $5 as well. Okay. All right, we're going to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now, guys. Only hop inside of that queue if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president. Right now, we have 10.7 thousand people watching us on TikTok. For everybody that's hanging out with us, good to see you all. Thank you for being here. Make sure that you were hopping inside of that queue if you are an American adult that still somehow supports Trump as president. And Robin, thank you for the $10 as well in Super Chat, who says, just moved to Denver. Sup, neighbor? I watch every day to stay informed. Well, Robin, I hope that you're enjoying Denver. You're going to be in for a season of snow. I do know that the snow has been late this year, though. Moving on to the next guest, Roman, right now. And Santana just texted me and said it's funny that he claims to be Christian, yet his baseline is racism and transphobia. Yep. What's going on, Roman? Do you support Trump?
No.
All right, then please do stay out of the queues. We were just looking to talk to Trump supporters. Right now, we've been live for an hour and 12 minutes. I don't know if it's just me, but I feel like the two people that we've had up to debate so far today have just been like insufferable. Is anybody else getting those same vibes? I wonder if there's like any way to like just reduce the amount of just totally insufferable people that are in the queue, right? Just like almost like so insufferable it makes you think that they might even be a troll. What's up, Mark? Do you support Trump? No. Moon Jelly, do you support Trump?
No.
All right, Moon Jelly, please stay out of the queue. We're just looking to talk to some Trump supporters. Appreciate you, though. Mark, are you here? I guess Mark's not here, so we're going to go and kick Mark out. Moving on to the next guest. We got Maddie loading up, and we got Steve loading up. And hello, Maddie. Sorry, not Maddie. Steve, do you support Trump?
I know a place where the grass is really greener.
Okay. Steve, I'm going to ask you to stay out of the queue if you're not a Trump supporter. Hello, Maddie. Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
I am 19.
Your bio says, I miss him.
Yes, I deleted TikTok and I've had a hard breakup, but yes. Anyways.
For whatever reason, I thought that was referencing like Charlie Kirk.
Oh, no. No. I was a big fan of Charlie Kirk, but I don't really put out a lot of politics stuff. But I have a question. First, I know that you have a lot of debating tactics, especially when you talk fast and you try to rattle us up to get us off our track. So I know you have tactics. So I'm hoping that you would just answer some questions. You're a Kamala Harris stan, right?
Nah, she was better than Trump. She was much better than Trump. Some of her policy was pretty good. Not like ride or die Kamala Harris, but definitely better than Trump. So you said that you have a question for me. Feel free to ask that question, but hopefully after that, I'm gonna ask you a question too.
No, you are all good. I just want to be respectful with it. So, you believe in Jesus Christ, right?
I'm sorry. I'm not even laughing at that question. I just saw something on Twitter. Quote unquote, Nick Fuente says clavicular is quote unquote objectively hot as fuck. Jesus Christ, dude. It's always the alt-right. Okay. All right. Do I believe in Jesus Christ, our Lord and Savior? So, yes ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So,
yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Do you believe in the right to have an abortion?
Yes, ma'am. Because I'm a good Christian. Any good Christian should think that women and girls should have the right to access abortion. Yes, ma'am.
Yes. Are you familiar with a lot of verses from the Bible?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so then you know that most of what Jesus says is that we should love no matter if they are alive or not. And I think that since you are pro-abortion, I feel like that doesn't follow what Jesus says in the Bible.
Well, sometimes when you really love someone, you got to learn to let them go.
Okay, so you have no respect. The only person you have respect for is all your fans, and if no one is your fans, you've lost
Hey,
all
listen,
respect.
listen. No, it was a joke. It was a joke. Okay, do you want me to be for real?
Yes, I want to have a
Okay.
respectful conversation.
Okay. I'm sorry. It was just, it's just a joke. I'm sorry. It was a really insensitive joke that I apologize for making.
No, I accept your apology. I want to keep it respectful.
Okay. All right. So, not funny. Oh, that's terrible. Oh, I need to repent for that one. Okay. Listen. The reason why any good Christian should think that women and girls have legal access to abortion is because unless you're Catholic or Orthodox, you have no clear way to determine that any one sin is worse than any other. Okay, the closest we get to that is a description that blasphemy is the one unforgivable sin or the 7 deadly sins. But for the most part, all sins, with these few exceptions, are viewed identically in the eyes of God. For that reason, it makes it logically incoherent to dictate a criminal justice system and legislation on the basis of the morality of the Christian Bible, because as soon as you open the door to arguing that abortion should be legally banned because it's a sin, then in virtue of that fact, as all sins are identical, you're also opening the door to arguing that saying, oh my God, should be legally banned because it's a sin. Lying to your child about the existence of Santa Claus should be legally banned because it's a sin. That's why, even under the Christian worldview, we should operate the criminal justice system off of secular standards of morality. So therefore, if you want to argue, right, that abortion should be banned, legally speaking, then you're going to have to give more reason than just stating that maybe it's a sin in the eyes of God.
I respect that. I'm not very up to date a lot. I'm still learning the Bible and not up to date a lot about politics, but I respect you and I am okay. Like, I'm not that Republican that's pissed off that you're a Democrat. So I respect your points and you debate very good, but I just wanted to ask you that because that's a big thing.
So, okay, if it's a big thing, let me ask you this, okay? If, like, killing fetuses is so atrocious, then killing somebody like you or I is also very atrocious. So therefore, why do you still support Trump as president, considering the fact that not even 3 days ago, he demanded the execution via the means of hanging of Democrats who think the military should not take unlawful orders from himself?
Yes, I respect that. Sorry, my sister just walked in. Okay, so I was in your last live last night, and I just actually heard about that for the first time. I respect him as a president due to the fact that I believe he would have been better than Kamala, and he is far better than Biden.
Well, how could you argue that he's better than Kamala Harris? I mean, dude, shit, Kamala Harris didn't call for the death of her political opponents. Kamala Harris didn't sexually exploit women and girls at Miss Teen USA and Miss USA. Kamala Harris wasn't adjudicated to have raped people, and Kamala Harris actually upheld Christian values within the policy that she ran on. You know, like helping the needy. We see that in Psalms. Psalms says, the glory that you give to those with lesser than you is the glory that you will receive in the kingdom of heaven. Matthew says, the way that you treat the lesser among you is the way that you're treating the Lord your God. Donald Trump says, if you're poor, fuck you. I'm going to take your health care away. I'm going to take your food stamps away. I'm going to take your benefits away. And I'm going to reduce your purchasing power with a big, beautiful bill. And I'm going to hit you from a third angle by imposing tariffs that serve as aggressive tax and hurt you the most. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris was just like, hey, let's do something to eradicate, food insecurity by expanding access, right, to these benefits, by increasing the child tax credit to $6,000 for the first year of a child's life. Let's do more to increase the purchasing power with those that have lesser than us by giving more tax breaks and incentives to low-income Americans and middle-class Americans, and ensuring that when individuals are relying on medicine to live, that they're not paying more than $2,000 per year out of pocket for them. Now, these are the reasons that I'd say your Christian worldview here is just simply incompatible with support for the Trump presidency. He does not objectively represent Christian values. I mean, he's a furthest thing from it. If Jesus was alive today, likely he'd be further to the left than I am, and he'd definitely not support Trump as president. So why do you?
I just believe that he's been president a couple of times, and I believe that my life has not changed, and I believe that the things that he has done, especially when it comes to, because I'm a college student, so gas prices and all that stuff has been perfectly fine.
What has
and
Trump
I don't want
done
that
to reduce
change.
gas prices?
Have you seen the gas prices now?
Yeah, what has he done to reduce them?
we might not be in the same area, but I don't know exactly how that stuff works, but I know that gas prices have went
So how
farther
do you know he caused them to go down?
because he has stated that.
So he said that he caused them to go down. Therefore, he caused them to go down. I thought the only person that was perfect, all-knowing, and always right was God, not Trump.
Oh, he is. I never said that Trump was always right and always true.
Then just stating that you believe he's caused the price of gas to reduce because he said so is not enough. Right? Like, I like, how do you feel about somebody in the comment section telling you that they believe he hasn't reduced the price of gas because Dean said so?
Well, I don't care what other people think.
But what I'm demonstrating here is going off of word of mouth of a tyrant with 30,000 confirmed lives in his first term alone is probably not too good of a standard of evidence.
Okay, I feel very disrespected with the comments coming up, so I'm just gonna leave now if that's okay.
Well, it's okay if you leave, but like I do think we could have continued
I'm not
productive
15,
dialogue,
bro.
and I just think that you're kind of taking this as an opportunity to get out, right? You know, like maybe something we could do here is tell the chat to be a little bit nicer, and we could, you know, tell you to stop looking at the chat and just to ignore it, right?
That's fair. I just wanted
If you don't tolerate disrespect, then why do you tolerate Trumps?
I'm not very big on politics, but I know that I am happy with my president right now.
Right. So you're happy with Donald Trump being so disrespectful to women and girls that he's willing to rape and sexually exploit them. But then as soon as somebody in the chat drops a baby bottle emoji, you're like, oh shit, I'm out. Can't tolerate it.
I'm just learning a lot about Donald Trump in the past few days. So I've not heard anything about this until I came to your live yesterday.
Okay. Well, just to tell you more, in 2023, he was held liable and proven by unanimous jury of 9 inside of a civil court for the rape of Eugene Carroll. 2005, he boasted about sexually exploiting naked women and girls to Howard Stern on his radio show. And 3 days ago, he called for the death of Democrats that think he doesn't have the right to play dictator and give the military unlawful orders. Right?
Well,
that's like objectively more disrespectful than somebody commenting a baby bottle emoji in a TikTok live chat, right? And it's only one of the two of those things are you willing to quote unquote not tolerate?
Well, I appreciate you letting me know.
How disrespectful would it be if I called you Piggy? How disrespectful would it be if I cut you off in the middle of your argument and said, "Quiet, Piggy"?
That's so fair. No.
Would that be disrespectful as hell?
That would.
Donald Trump said that to a Bloomberg female news reporter 4 days ago.
Well, I'm sorry. Thank you for telling me all this information. I'm still a very proud Republican, but
yeah, why are you proud of those things?
Because there's a lot of things that Republicans believe that Democrats don't.
Like what?
Oh, like just with abortion.
Oh, so why do you think abortion should be banned?
I think that a person who has gotten pregnant, no matter the circumstance, which I know that's what exactly. I know that's a big thing, but I think that when you are pregnant, that baby still means something to this world, and God put that baby there for a reason. So I think that they should still go through with that.
God damn. So if a 9-year-old is raped and impregnated because she started her period early, she shouldn't be allowed to get an abortion.
I mean, it should be a thing to where they can choose, but I still think that yes.
Oh my God. You're not pro-life. You're not pro-child. You just said that we should force children into undergoing torture.
I don't think I ever said to force children. No,
that
I
is
never said
forceful.
To force children.
What about, right, restricting a 9-year-old victims of rape access to abortion? Listen to what I'm saying. What about restricting a 9-year-old girl's access to abortion is not forceful?
Okay, I never said to force anybody. I said that they can choose, but for me, if I was in that situation, then yeah, I would have. Not force
so-
them,
so
but if
what-
I was 9 and I had a baby, I would go through with that, no matter the circumstances of that, because that baby still matters.
If you were 9, I don't think that you would be able to understand what pregnancy is, right? I don't honestly. So here's the thing, right? When somebody comes up here and says, "Well, I think that like abortion is wrong, but I still think that there should be legal access," I usually am sympathetic. I'm like, "Hey, W, like I'm happy at the end of the day you think the legal access should be there." But just even saying that you think it's wrong for a 9-year-old victim of rape to access abortion is disgusting.
If they want to get rid of that baby, they can. For me, I would think it's wrong, but I wouldn't stop them from doing that.
So why is it wrong for a victim of rape to access abortion?
I think that, and again, if there is a rape victim who does not want to have that baby due to the fact that it is rape, fine, go ahead, do that. But in my mind, I'm going to say that's wrong.
Okay, so you think that they should be legally allowed to access abortion. Well, the only party that thinks women and girls should be legally allowed to access abortion would be the left.
Okay. Well, that's
so
your opinion, and we're all entitled to our own opinions.
Well, no, that is just the fact. I mean, who was running on the reinstitution of legal protections for women and girls' access to abortion in the last election? Was it Kamala Harris or Donald Trump?
And I think I just said that I'm not very familiar with the politics at all.
It was Kamala Harris, right? The Republicans want to restrict the legal access for women and girls to access abortion. The left wants to unrestrict women and girls' access to abortion. So if you think that women and girls should have legal access to abortion, although you think it's morally wrong, right, this would be a view of the left.
Okay.
So
I appreciate the information.
Yeah.
Because I'm still all new to this. Also, I don't defend rapists at all. And I feel like if someone does get raped, that rapist should be in jail for a very long time. So I do not defend rapists.
Okay, if rapists should be in jail, then they shouldn't be in the Oval Office, correct?
Yeah.
So Trump shouldn't be in the Oval Office since the court proved he raped Jean Carroll, correct?
When did the court say that he did?
2023.
Okay.
So he shouldn't
See,
be in the
I'm
Oval Office?
No, I don't think he should.
So you're not like a proud Trump supporter because you think he should be kicked out of the office.
I mean, if that is all true, then yes. But before all that happened, I still believe he would have been a better choice than Kamala.
So this all happened before the election. Huh.
And I did not know that.
Well, now you do. So it looks like we're all turning new leaves today, right? Can we trust on you to be a proud anti-MAGA patriot?
I will have to dig deeper into those information because I still don't know.
Okay. Well, you go do that. I guess we're going to move on to the next guest. You take care, Maddie. Go ahead and hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. Folks, only hop inside of that queue if that is the case. Right now, we're just looking for some debates. We're looking to have some conversations, folks. A couple people I'd like to thank while we are getting that next Trump supporter loaded into the box. Thank you for the $10 on Super Chat. YUD. Thank you so much for the love. Thank you, YUD. You are awesome. And then also, YUD actually brings a good point up. Because that last guest said, you know, if a 9-year-old girl like is impregnated by a rape, one moment, that was God's plan.
It's a bit laggy, sorry.
No worries. So YUD says, is she happy with God doing the craziest things to kids? Right? Like, how could God be good if like that was God's plan? You know, I actually think that you bring up a good point. I think that you bring up a great point. What's up, man? How old are you?
I'm like 29 right now. I'm living. Sorry, I just got back home right now. I was hunting for a while.
What time is it?
Yo, I'm from For me?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
Where are you from?
What do you mean? Who are you talking to?
I'm talking to you. Where are you from?
Me. Denver.
What time is it?
YouTube.
What time is it in Denver right now? He's going on Google. He's going on Google. While he's going on Google, let me thank a couple people. Ben, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, who says, Dean, I'm a liberal, but I got a job offer at SpaceX. Should I take it? Well, Ben, I mean, I think
Look,
that.
I've been dipping my toes in a lot of.
One moment,
please,
sir.
Dean.
Ben, I really appreciate you for the
Please.
$10. And ultimately, Ben, that
give me the
decision's
chance,
up to
bro.
you, my friend. All right, so that person's not from Denver. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. We got JC9 loaded up in the box. Seriously, Ben, that decision is up to you. Wyatt, thank you for the $3. I appreciate you. Kate with the $5 as well, and Kirsten with the $5. Thank you, guys. We're all cut up over on Venmo. By the way, if you're watching and you do want to support me, you can find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio and right there at the top of the phone screen. You can also find them over in the pinned comment on that YouTube stream. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Do it.
All right, they're not here, so we're going to go to kick them and move on to the next guest. We got Ryan loaded up into the box. Well, actually, it looks like Mark took his place. We'll get Mark and Ryan up here. How about that? How about that, folks? How about that? All right. Amen. Carry that flame. Yes, sir. Amen. Amen. We are Charlie Kirk. Amen. Amen. This song always makes me so emotional. It makes me so emotional. We are Charlie Kirk. We are Charlie Kirk. Welcome in, Ryan. What's up? Do you support Trump? Ryan's not even here. Ryan didn't even get to experience that. Feel so bad for him. He didn't even get to experience that. We're gonna go to move on to the next guest right now. Here we go. All right. This guy's bio says choose fascism for the people. I'm not even going to let this guy up. Moving on to the next guest. Guys, only up inside of the queue if you are an American adult that supports Trump, please. Yo, got a couple people to thank here. Harold, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal, man. Let's get to it. Harold W's down below.
Hey, bitch. I want to suck your dick so bad.
Jesus. Back to Harold with the $20. Harold with the $20 on PayPal says, Boulder might be the most beautiful city I've ever seen. Boulder is so beautiful. Just wait until you see the sunset, Harold. You got to catch a Boulder sunset going over the Flatirons. It is so pretty. Thank you so much for the $20, man. And then Matthew, thank you for the 5. Caitlin with the 2 and Rachel with the 5. Thank you, you guys. What's up? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Oh, you.
I do support Trump.
Oh, my God. How old are you?
I'm 18.
What year were you born in?
2007.
Yeah, I just don't believe you. We're going to go kick you out and move on to the next guest. I don't know what it is. I just feel like we don't really have too many Trump supporters. We don't really have too many Trump supporters, dude. They're all so scared, man. All right.
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, what's up, man? Do you support that terrible tyrant predator, Mr. Trump?
Well, I mean, that's just what I was. I'm gonna be completely honest. I'm open. I'm just here for I'm not here to debate, but I'm gonna be completely honest. I support what you do, and I like how you you articulate and you give reasoning to your beliefs and stuff, and they're true. Nobody can argue. I'm not here to argue at all.
You're not here to argue, my friend? Well, in that case, Dennis, unfortunately, I am going to move on to the next guest because we are just looking for some debates today. But I do genuinely appreciate you for coming up here and being kind, bro. I do genuinely appreciate you for coming up here and being kind. Let's go to get that next guest. Joseph loaded up in the box. But no, man, very thank you so much for being respectful. What's up, man? Do you support Trump?
I got a question for you.
Are you a Trump supporter?
Do you? Not really.
Okay, then stay out of the queue, man. Moving on to the next guest. We got that next guest connecting right now. We got Drew loading up here, folks. Oh, my God. And Karsten, thank you so much for the $15 on PayPal. That is Karsten. Thank you so much for your kindness. Karsten with the $15 says, love your streams, but the last couple of days, your guests have been so scarily insufferable. I have so much respect for you. Well, thank you so much. I appreciate you for being here, and I'm happy that you enjoy the streams. And yeah, the guests have been terrible. Even today, so far we've been live for an hour and a half, and I'm already fucking fed up. I'm already done with these people, right? Oh my God, they're just terrible. All right. Well, we got Sean up here for a second, but he very quickly dipped out. We're still looking for the next guest. Right now, the Trump supporters are running scared. So if you're a Trump supporter and you're not scared, hop in that queue given that you're an American adult. Jenny, thank you for the fest party over on TikTok. And Caitlin, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube. Caitlin with the $10 says, Dean, you missed my Venmo donation. Will you stream on Thanksgiving? Well, thank you so much for the love, Caitlin. And I'm sorry that I missed your original donation. I might be streaming on Thanksgiving. If I am, it's probably going to be like an early morning live before, any of the dinners start, because I have my own Thanksgiving dinners to attend. But I might be there. What's up, man? Do you support Trump, guest? You have exactly 5 seconds to respond before you're booted. You're banned. Moving on to spreader of the news. Jesus, dude, this is terrible. I think that MAGA is extinct, you guys. What's up? Do you support Trump? 5 seconds. No, they're not even here. MAGA is extinct, everybody. I mean, dude, this is terrible. Nobody supports this lunatic anymore. Like, honestly, like what point am I going to have to stop doing these streams because MAGA is just unexistent? Like, what point are these streams just going to become redundant because we just can't find anybody? At what point are these streams just going to become a 4-hour yap sesh where, I'm just, talking straight to you guys and not debating people because there's nobody to debate? What's up, man? Do you support Trump?
Oh my fucking god, Dean.
Dude, they were spamming let me in the comment section. They're spamming I'm a Trump supporter. And they're not even a Trump supporter. Like, what do we do? Like, guys, should we start, should I become like a different kind of influencer? Should we start doing like, get ready with me's, little like gym vids? I don't know. Because obviously this just isn't cutting it anymore. MAGA's too scared and they just simply don't exist. What's up, Steve? Do you support Trump?
Hey, actually, this is Steven's cousin. I'm the one that supports Trump, but I don't have TikTok, so I voted for him.
Do you mind if I just ask you a question off rip?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, I've been asking this to people for the last couple days. It's a good one. If Biden demanded the execution of Republicans, his political opponents, should any reasonable American stop supporting him as president?
Yes, but when did Trump do that to Democrats?
2 days ago.
Okay, because in your other thing, I've been listening to you, and you said that he was guilty in a sexual abuse case.
He is, but before we talk about the sexual abuse, you just said yes, but when did Donald Trump do that to Democrats? 2 days ago. Do you want to see?
Yeah.
Perfect. The president of the United States. Let's go skip right here.
That's you talking?
Yeah, this is me talking. Just watch. Donald Trump wants you dead. So here's everything that you need to know. Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social. He responded to a post published by the Washington Examiner titled, Democratic Veterans in Congress Urge Service Members to Refuse Unspecified Unlawful Orders, by saying that this is really bad and dangerous to our country and that their words cannot be allowed to stand. He then followed that up with a second post that reads, this is seditious behavior, punishable by death. And then he reposted a comment that reads, quote unquote, hang them, George Washington would. This is the...
Can you see me, or is this just an audio thingy?
It's just an audio.
Okay. All right. So you think that some of the things that people post on Twitter are like literal?
Yeah.
Okay. Because, I mean, I could be like, fuck you, I hope that you die, but not really mean it, right? I think our president has really bad, communication skills, for sure, right? Like, he says a bunch of shit. Like, he said, oh, he called this girl Piggy. So we could say he's mean and cruel. We could say that he talks like nobody else talks. We can say, he sucks at communication, but... you really take things so fucking literal, oh yeah, this guy's really gonna kill all Democrats. So you think he's that powerful?
Oh my God. Wait, so I asked you if Biden called for the execution of Republicans, would any reasonable American stop supporting him as president?
But Trump didn't call for the execution. Trump posted on X.com, which is a social media app.
Just listen to what I'm saying. Right? When I asked you that question about Biden, you didn't respond by saying, well, no, people should still support him given that maybe he wasn't literal. You just said yes. Okay, which was fair. If Biden
your question
called,
was in a literal sense.
Can you just hold on? Thanks.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Right. You said yes, any reasonable American should stop supporting Biden as president if he did this. And myself included. I'd stop supporting Biden as president if he did that. But now as soon as Trump actually does it, you just say that what? Donald Trump is making a joke? Dude, this is embarrassing for you. Honestly, it's pathetic, right? So regardless if he was literal or not, which we know that he was literal, by the way, the White House has defended what he was saying by suggesting that, yeah, sedition is punishable by death per law from the 19th century. So we know it was literal. All right. But even if it wasn't literal, he's still inciting violence against Democrats. How can you not see that when the most powerful person alive, the leader of the most powerful country in the face of this earth, right, publicly calls, right, for the execution of his political opponents, that his political opponents are going to get death threats. His political opponents are going to be in the scope of the crosshairs. His political opponents now all of a sudden have to watch their back because the president just said they deserve to die.
Can I speak now?
Yeah.
I think, okay, yeah. I think that the first problem right now is social media. I don't think the president should have social media. I don't think a lot of politicians should be on social media. I think that we're all taking it way too fucking serious. Like, I think that's a joke. Like, presidents now posting shit on social media and then like that's causing riots and that's causing opposition and that's causing like so much stuff. I mean, when in history
the president needs social media because not everybody like watches mainstream media. Not everybody's turning on the TV. Okay, right? The president needs social media to be able to engage with the constituents of this country, right? So the issue isn't the president being on social media. The issue is how the president uses social media, right? And more so the way that Donald Trump is using it by calling for the execution of his political opponents. And then just to follow it up, you can't argue that this wasn't serious. You can't argue that this wasn't literal. Because once again, the White House defended it by saying, well, yeah, an act of sedition is punishable by death per law from the 19th century. Right? If it wasn't serious, if it wasn't literal, then maybe Caroline Leavitt wouldn't have gone on stage and said that, and she just would have been, oh, Donald Trump was just making a joke. No, she didn't say that. She said that, yes, sedition is punishable by death in this country.
Yeah, they probably like to back up whatever he says on Twitter, because then if not, then they're admitting that he's saying stupid shit on Twitter.
Okay, so now you're saying that you know more than his own press secretary.
No, I'm saying that if he was my president,
these are excuses.
If I was the secretary of the president and he said some dumb shit, don't you think it's like for me to I have to stand up there and support him? I can't just be like, oh no, he didn't mean it. Like, it doesn't matter.
Okay. So
he just said some dumb shit. Like it was just a joke because then people.
So how do you know it's a joke?
How do I know it's a joke?
Yeah.
Because you just like verify his entire personality and everything he said. Like
I'm gonna need to be more specific than that. How do you know
like
that he was
you
joking?
said that he called someone like a piggy.
Yeah.
And that was like so wrong and so disrespectful. And
yeah,
to me,
it is pretty
was just,
disrespectful to call women
like
piggies.
funny as fuck because she was probably fat, right?
Yeah, dude, yeah, I totally
Like-
see. I totally
like,
see.
I don't- like,
I
it was
totally
like-
see why you're a Trump supporter. I totally see why you're a Trump
it was
supporter.
hilarious.
Oh my god,
Like,
I totally see why you're a Trump supporter. No,
Could you
And
imagine if you
it
don't
makes
like
so,
someone?
It makes so much sense now. It makes so much sense now, right? Yeah, no, the president, you know, like shaming fat people by calling them piggies is just like absolutely hilarious, and that's what we need as a country, right? You know, like I don't care if he calls for the execution of Democrats. I don't care if he takes healthcare away from 10 million low-income Americans. I don't care if he tries to cure government. As long as he continues to call reporters that it might be fat piggies, I'm going to support him because that's hilarious. I think that you're a joke, okay? The only joke here, right, is there's two brain cells rubbing together to try to formulate a coherent thought and failing every time, so you have to resort back to these elementary grade insults and then argue that those are good traits of the president of the quote-unquote free world. Absolutely astoundingly embarrassing. I mean, laughable. You are laughable. God.
How old are you?
21.
Oh, cool. I've never seen you. My cousin showed me this video for the first time.
Oh my God. I feel bad for your cousin.
I think it's funny that you found all that super disrespectful, but then when you were making fun of Charlie Kirk's death right here on this live, now that wasn't disrespectful, right? With that song, that somebody just posted up a song whenever, and then you were making fun of it and you were singing along in a sarcasm. So I guess we're both disrespectful.
No, that wasn't sarcastic.
You disrespect a dead man's song.
That wasn't sarcastic. I love Charlie Kirk. You've never read the
what?
You've never read. That's canon.
Right. Mm-hmm. So like you debated Charlie Kirk for a long time. Somebody posts up a song. You did a whole ass, facial expression, and
I miss
you sang the song along.
I miss him.
And
We are
doing
Charlie
all that
Kirk.
stuff.
We're
So
Charlie Kirk.
So calling somebody piggy is disrespectful, but you disrespecting someone who's dead that you oppose views, that's not
Well,
disrespectful.
I mean, you defended Donald Trump calling for the execution of Democrats by
Dame
calling it a
esa cosa.
joke.
Bueno,
So
papito,
I
hablamos
guess my
después.
question for you would be: so why is it okay when Donald Trump makes a quote unquote joke by calling for the execution of Democrats, but it's not okay when Dean satirically says we are Charlie Kirk? I think that you have your priorities out of whack here. See, you're the one that's a hypocrite. You try to come up here and argue a point of hypocrisy that it's wrong for me to take issue with Donald Trump calling a woman piggy, but not wrong for me to satirically say we're Charlie Kirk, when in own reality, this point of hypocrisy only shadows back onto yourself because you're the one arguing that it's not wrong for Donald Trump to call a woman piggy. You're the one arguing it's not wrong for Donald Trump to joke, quote unquote, about calling for the execution of Democrats. But then all of a sudden, when Dean says we are Charlie Kirk in a satirical manner, it's like the worst thing that happened since World War II. Like, come on, get your priorities straight. To you don't use your brain. It's embarrassing. Right? And of course, I think that she's going to leave now because there's just no way to defensively respond to that position. And I called it. She's gone. All right. Sounds good. Moving on to the next guest. She rage quit. Don't know what to tell you. Okay. What does this guy want? Dude, why is this guy back? Okay. Oh my God. What do you want?
Yeah.
Just what do you want?
You said piggy. I want to talk about
what do you want, bro? Dude, you got to change that profile picture. It's embarrassing.
Yeah, well, but look.
No, actually,
Piggy-
I want to ask you a question here.
What?
Right? So your profile picture is Nick Fuentes, but I saw you on live the other day, right, with an Israeli flag behind you.
Please, Mo.
Can you explain that to us? So you're pro-Israel and pro-Nick Fuentes?
What's wrong with that? Is that bad? Are you judging?
Do you just like follow like politics as like a trend that you don't really research? Like the only likely the only reason why Nick Fuentes is your profile picture is because like the 14-year-old right community likes him, and then the only reason you have the Israel flag behind you is because Trump likes them, right? You don't actually know anything about Nick Fuentes or what he says.
Well,
and you know anything about Israel or what they do.
I am Jewish. That's why I kind of, support them. I'm Jewish.
Well, you don't need to support. One moment, okay? Though you're Jewish, like, don't perpetuate stereotypes about Jewish individuals on my live. I think that's weird. And like, what the fuck? And on top of that, right? Just because you're Jewish doesn't mean that you have to support the state of Israel. And on top of that, Nick Fuentes thinks that like, I don't know, like he defends the Holocaust, he defends Hitler. You're Jewish. You probably shouldn't have somebody like that as your profile picture.
I don't support that, bro.
That's why you shouldn't have him as your profile picture.
He's America first.
He defends Hitler.
Where? Source? You got a source, buddy?
Yeah, the debate that I had with him. He said that he'd choose Hitler to be president over any woman any day.
Was that a MAGA?
What?
Yeah, I don't claim that guy. He doesn't have a brain.
He's your profile picture.
Yeah, well, you got to understand, everyone has their flaws. Some people are going their own way.
Everybody has their flaws. So even though this guy's a Nazi, right? Like, I'm still going to make him my profile picture. What do you make Hitler your profile picture?
Did you hear what Kanye West said about it?
Answer my question. As a Jewish individual, would you make Hitler your profile picture?
Absolutely not.
What happened to the everyone has their flaws argument?
I mean, that's way back in 80 years ago. I mean, I wouldn't really support that.
Okay, so you don't support the fact that Hitler was a Nazi and genocided 12 million individuals. Therefore, you'd absolutely never make him your profile picture. But even though Nick Fuentes is a Nazi and supports the Holocaust, lies about it too, supports Hitler, you would make him your profile picture.
It's just, well, listen, Nick is, look, I watch him, all right? He's on Rumble. I watch his streams all the time. I feel like he's very smart. I feel like he's got good views.
I don't think that you could ever be America first when you stand against like vast majority of all people in America. He stands against black people. He stands against Hispanic individuals. He stands against non-white individuals as a whole. He stands against women, right? And that accounts for a majority of Americans. How can you say that Nick Fuentes is America first when he stands against a majority of Americans?
Has he said it that publicly, or have people said that about him?
No, this is what he
Like,
says.
that's-
I mean, the infamous clip of Nick going, "Oh well, the Jews, they just need to get out of here. The blacks need to be imprisoned, and women just need to shut the fuck up." That clip, have you ever heard that?
Okay. Yeah. Did you get
Right,
the context?
I'm literally quoting Nick Fuentes right now. Right, that
heard something like that.
that clip on its own, right, is
That's
Nick
fair.
Fuentes
Fair point, bro.
condemning a majority of people that live in this country.
You understand he's a content creator, right?
Oh, so he was just
Yeah,
doing it for the
yeah,
content.
it
He was
could
just
be
being
flip
so he was
farming.
just being racist for
Flip
the content.
farming.
He was just being misogynistic for the
flip
content.
farming.
He was just being
That's
anti-Semitic
what
for the
Nick did.
content.
He tries to be funny. Now his jokes may be dark. It's on the dark humor side.
Oh, you would? I mean, I thought the jokes are supposed to. What's like the punchline of saying that like black people just need to be thrown in jail?
There is no punchline. I mean, Call of Duty people say it all the time.
Don't jokes have
on
punchlines? Well, just to clarify, jokes have punchlines, right? It's the punchline that makes you laugh.
Yeah, I don't support. I mean, you gotta understand. There's people behind the scenes that say this stuff, but they act like they're cool. Like I said about the video game.
Oh, so
Call of Duty-
you're just saying it's like cool.
say this is justified.
You're just saying it's like cool to say that all black people should be imprisoned. It's cool.
I'm not saying it's cool. I'm saying people say it while they say, "Oh, you shouldn't say it," but they did it behind the closed doors.
I'm confused in what you're arguing. I think it's wrong to say that all black people deserve to be imprisoned behind closed doors, and it's wrong to say that all black people should be imprisoned in front of a camera to live stream to 50,000 people.
I think you're just deflecting what I was gonna say because you know I'm right about it.
I don't even know what you're gonna say. Just the first thing I wanted to ask you about is
You know what? Oh, yeah, I understand. I
the
understand
sad
how it
little
looks.
guy in your profile picture.
Look, I understand how it looks, but listen, I heard Piggy. I mean, I heard you say Piggy. I know all about that story. What Trump said, "Quiet Piggy." I can talk. I can explain to you what happened. I can tell you what actually happened there. So when Trump
what
talked to
actually
that
happened?
news reporter, yeah. So Trump was talking about how to make the country great, which he's always done. I appreciate him for the eggs down. He said "Quiet Piggy" to that woman news reporter. He didn't say "Quiet Piggy." He meant to say Peggy because that was her nickname.
Her name's
People
Catherine.
misheard it and made propaganda. Yeah, but her nickname. Allegedly.
What's the source that Catherine's nickname is Peggy?
Too social. What? Is that bad?
Oh, yeah, I'm just laughing because that's the same platform where Donald Trump called for the execution of Democrats.
Yeah, he didn't. He meant it politically, not actually. Like, you gotta understand. He says certain things, and it's like you twist it. You can't twist it.
I have a question. I'm actually going to go and pull up one of those tweets on screen.
The president of the United
Let's just go to
to
pause it
clarify,
and
you
then
heard me right.
move
If you
forward.
Republicans can't be bothered
that's the
to
video?
There we go.
quote unquote.
So, how do you like quote unquote politically hang someone?
That's not Trump. That's some random guy.
Oh, what
He's
does
78. Who
what does
that?
it say at the top right there?
Oh, he truest.
Yeah.
So how do you know if he supported that or wanted to expose?
How do I know that he supported that? Oh, because of
That
this.
their words cannot be allowed to stand. He then followed that up with a second post that reads, "This is seditious behavior, punishable by death."
I'm really happy I could tell you how I know that he supported that. Thank you.
So
Thank you for the opportunity.
He said that. So are you sure you didn't maybe edit it because you got it on the video? Maybe you could have you. Is that really what he said?
Oh yeah, it is really what he said. And once again, my source would be Truth Social.
You gotta understand, Trump. He's like he talks what he talks. He doesn't read a script. Like
I don't read a script, and I don't just accidentally call for the execution via means of hanging of Republicans.
But you just proved my point. He accidentally said it.
He just
didn't mean it.
How do you accidentally?
Well, you just said it. You proved my point. All accidents happen. All right.
So.
The president.
Wait.
That their words.
Come on.
So he accidentally said, and I quote, "This is really bad and dangerous to our country." He then followed that up by accidentally saying, "Their words cannot be allowed to stand." And then he accidentally said, "Seditious behavior from traitors," in all caps with 3 exclamation points. And he ended that by accidentally saying, "Lock them up," with 3 question marks, and then accidentally signed it by saying President DJ T.
This is
And then he followed that up by accidentally saying seditious behavior in all caps, accidental comma, then an accidental punishment by death with 1 exclamation marks, then an accidental
seditious behavior, dystopian thing I've ever.
Then an accidental
seditious behavior,
repost
punishable by death, and then
then an accidental repost to somebody saying hang them, George Washington. What? That was just all a big accident.
Well, you gotta understand, the radical left really angers Trump, and he accidentally can say stuff like that just to prove a point. I understand he should have never tweeted it, but it had to have been done to show the message, because now you guys are talking about it.
Wait, what's an accident?
If he didn't say that, people wouldn't talk about
Just
it.
one
People
second.
wanna know it's true.
What's an accident? An accident is something that you do that you don't mean to do, right?
Something you would take back if you go back in time.
Well, I mean, I guess no. No, that's not the way that we use the word accident in society.
Mike Johnson, he said he would have said it differently.
No, one second. That's not the way that we use the word accident. Okay, if I did something in the past that I'd like to take back now that I intended to do, I wouldn't say that it was an accident. I'd say that it's regrettable, right? So an accident, right, is like unintentionally doing something, right?
I guess so, yeah.
Right. So we know that he intentionally typed those words, and we also know that he doesn't regret saying those things, or else he could delete the tweets, and he hasn't.
He didn't delete them?
No.
Can you edit tweets, or you have to delete them? I don't know too social like that.
You could delete a social media post on pretty much every social media
Well, you
platform.
can delete it, but I'm saying, can you edit it, or does he have to delete it and redo it?
Well, I mean, it's literally his platform, so I guess suggestively he could do anything he wants.
Okay, well that's true, but he could have meant like politically, like destroy them, like kind of like that would, right? I mean,
No, I don't think that's a way that we use the word death. I don't think that's the way that we use the. I don't think that's the way that we use the phrase "hang them."
That was not Trump who said that.
He
That was
reposted
someone-
it.
Oh well, it could have meant like that would like as.
Why am I talking to idiots? Like, dude,
idiot.
you have to be rage baiting. Like, oh my God, these people are insufferable. Oh, how do you know that he just didn't mean politically? Because he said hang them. How do you know that he just didn't mean politically? Because he said punishable by death. How do you know that he just didn't? Maybe it was political. Well, then maybe Caroline Levitt wouldn't have gone to the press room and told the news reporters that, yeah, sedition is punishable by death and execution, right? Per U.S. law from the 19th century. These excuses are just like, make me want to puke. Like, there's a table in front of me, like on TikTok. You can see the keyboard right now. It just makes me want to puke all over this table. Like, oh my God, right? Like, you are the reason why I had to start taking finasteride and minoxidil, however you pronounce them, to stop hair loss. You are the reason, right? Why I take one of those silly little pills every night to keep the hair on my head, because this is just cortisol maxing. That's all this is. It's cortisol maxing.
RFK Jr. can help you with that.
Well, actually, you can. RFK Jr. said to never take medical advice from him in his life.
He's actually very good. I think he's done great. Remember that Steak and Shake?
Why are you pivoting? Why are you pivoting?
Pivoting from what?
Pivoting from you defending Donald Trump, calling for the execution of Democrats.
It's not necessarily defending. I'm just saying, like, my point of view on it.
Yeah, your point of view is baseless because you're a member of a cult.
I'm not in a cult. I can say the same for you. You will never change your mind. Like, can I apply to y'all?
If Dean could never change his mind, then Dean would still be like you. I changed my mind and became a member of the left. I changed my mind and became a progressive because I realized that progressive values track truth and yours don't.
Not every single on the left is good, bro.
And I don't defend every single thing on the left.
How so? I don't think... really.
Because I'm anti-Israel. The left, like the Democrats, they're like, oh, I love Israel. I certainly don't.
I mean, the flag is good. I like white and blue, you know, metallic. Looks kind of
I am 3 seconds away from kicking you.
What do you want me to say? I mean, gosh, you just won't let me speak my opinion. I'm just saying, like, it's not that serious. Like, get over it. Like, you take everything seriously. Oh.
Can you read that for us?
Hey, man, I'll leave first, but have a good one, man.
No, did he leave first so he didn't have to try to read that? Moving on to the moving on to the next guest. What's up, Ava? Do you support Trump?
I don't.
Based Ava, we're just looking to talk to some Trump supporters, so we're gonna go to kick you. Move on to the next guest. Let's go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now here, folks. We let's see, what do we got? Oh my God, everyone today's so terrible. They're so terrible, you guys. Let's see here. Haley, thank you for the $5 over on Venmo, who says, first time donating, you don't need to read this out loud. Okay, well, I can't read that out loud because it's against TikTok TOS, but to answer your question, no, I don't. That's never something that I do on live. I think it would damper my abilities too much. But thank you for the $5, Haley. And Kirsten, thank you so much for the $10 over on Venmo, who says, Dean, TikTok gift level 30. One of your mods blocked me for gifting Trents on accident, but I'm your fan. Can you please fix that? Yeah, for sure. I got you. I'm sorry that you got blocked for that. What the hell are we doing? Let's go to move on to the next guest right now. I will unblock you as soon as we get the next guest up here so I could use my phone to navigate to your page. We're going to go to get that next guest loaded up in here right now, guys. Go ahead and let me know down below in that comment section if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president. We're looking for some debate, so please make sure that we're following those rules. Also, Taylor with the $5. Thank you so much. And Eric, dude, thank you so much for the $50 over on Venmo. Eric, man, that is so incredibly kind of you. Thank you so much, bro. Eric with a $20 says the Twitter argument is laughable. He is the president, for Christ's sake, to put time on your big boy. It's time to put on your big boy pants and behave like an adult/president. Words matter. Yeah, man, words matter. And it is so crazy that Trump supporters will argue that the words of the most powerful person alive don't. Thank you so much for the comments and the absolutely true message. And the $50, Eric. Thank you so much, man. Show some love to Eric. That is ERIC down below.
Hello,
as well as
Dean.
Allie. Welcome, man. Do give me a second. Allie, thank you for the 15. And Tessa, thank you for the 15. Show some love to Allie and Tessa down below. Thank you guys so much. And Taylor, thank you for the 5. We're all caught up over on Venmo. If you guys do want to support, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio over on TikTok and in the pin message on YouTube. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, of course I do.
What is it? What is the time?
12.
12? 12:52. Well, there's not a single American time zone where it is 12:52, so you do take care. Moving on to the next guest right now. Who do we got? I mean, honestly, man, I'm looking at that queue. I only see trolls. I only see trolls, man. Just a bunch of trolls, dude. Got a bunch of trolls today, brother. What's up? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Okay, how old are you?
23.
Oh, and you support this terrible tyrant predator. Why?
Because the borders.
The borders. Wow, I've never heard that one. So what's the argument?
He's getting rid of these illegal immigrants.
Oh, he's doing the
He's making it
deportation.
safer.
Oh, so how does a mass deportation make our country safer?
It's getting them out. It's reducing the crime.
Oh, well, it's actually increasing crime and crime rates. By the way, Kirsten just got you unblocked. So mass deportation increases crime rates by removing a demographic of individuals in this country that are less likely to commit crimes than you and I. According to PNAS, undocumented immigrants are 2.5 times less likely to commit violent crimes, 3 times less likely to commit property crimes, and 3.5 times.
I'm gonna kiss your fat lips. I'm gonna kiss your fat lips. I'm gonna kiss your fat lips.
That was a crime. Are you an undocumented immigrant? Jesus. Let's go ahead and get that next guest loaded up into the box. How long has it been since this guy's been up here? Donald Ronaldson. That's your name. Donald Robertson. How long has it been? You goofy old guy. Is he not here? Wow. Donald Robinson has probably been waiting months to get up in my live. Then the moment he does, He's not even president. Not president. Present. Sorry. I feel bad for the guy. Unfortunate. Feel bad for that guy. Moving on to the next guest right now, y'all. Let's only join in that queue if you happen to be an American adult that's pro-Trump, y'all. Follow our rules. Please do. Follow our rules. All right. Like I said, I'm looking at people in that in the queue right now. I'm not seeing a whole lot of people that are pro-Trump. Like, I mean, dude, there's literally somebody in the queue with their bio says @Parker @Dean Withers with a trans flag in their name. Like, come on, man. Like, I'm looking to debate Trump supporters, so please leave that queue. We got Richie loading up in, folks. Let's also get bald fat guy 6'9" loaded up into the box. Not bald fat guy, sorry, baldine fat guy. Hello, balding fat guy. Do you support Trump?
Hey man, no, I just love you. Sorry.
Hey man, appreciate you so much for that love, dude. You have a great rest of your day. Moving on to who else do we got in here? Emily, if you're not a Trump supporter, don't even join. I'm gonna ban you. Hello, Emily. Do you support Trump?
Yes.
And how old are you?
I'm 22.
How old are you?
22.
22. What year were you born in?
2003.
I don't know. Why was there a delay there?
I was gonna say 2000.
Yeah, why?
I don't know, Dean.
Did you go to college?
No, not yet.
Not yet. 22. Do you work a job?
I do.
What is full-time employment?
Repeat.
How many hours do you have to work a week to be considered a full-time employee?
Like, you want me, like, how many hours I work?
How many hours does one have to work in a week in order to be considered a full-time employee?
14 hours.
Definitely lying. Definitely lying. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, guys. We're going to go to get JD Ramirez loaded up into the box right now. Definitely a very small child. Definitely. Yo, Addie, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Thank you, Addie. Addie with the $20. That is ADDY. Says all the love, Dean. All the love to you as well, Addie. This is like what? Like the third or fourth day in a row you've been here and donated. Appreciate you and thank you so much for being here. As well as Caleb with the $5 who says, hope you're well, Dean. Thank you so much, man. I am doing well. What's going on, man? If you wouldn't just mind giving me a second here to thank a couple people, that'd be nice. Then
you're good.
Char, that is CHAR. Thank you for the $20 on Venmo, man. Char with the $20 says, thank you for dealing with the unhinged, uninformed, and unintelligent, immature MAGA morons. Oh, well, I appreciate you for being here. I hope that you're enjoying the stream. The guests today are a little bit rough, but thank you for the $20. Thank you so much for supporting what we do here. Then Caden, thank you for the $5. You're awesome. Shout out to you, Caden. Abby with the $5. Allison with the $10 for your hair loss vitamins. Thank you, Allison. And Ailey with the $5. Then over on Super Chat, it looks like we have maybe 2 or 3 people. Thank you for the $20 Tab. Thank you so much, man. Show some love to Tab down below. And Tab, it's because I'm still trying to change more of the minds of people that are in that MAGA cult. Tito's, thank you so much for the $10. Shout out to Tab and Tito's. And it looks like we're all caught up. So, Mr. New Guest, do you support that terrible predator tyrant, Mr. Trump, as president?
Can I say I'm indifferent and have a conversation?
Well, not.
I mean,
really.
for the most part, I would say that Trump is a better alternative than Kamala.
Oh, so like knowing everything that you do now, if you were
Well, I
teleported
mean,
back.
hold on. I really I wanted to advocate for them for the longest time, but like Joe Biden honestly ruined it for me. And then at the same time, didn't like less than halfway through his presidency, didn't Kamala take over and she was pretty much running the country for like about maybe 3 years?
Well,
Sorry for mispronouncing your name.
I mean, if she did, that would have been great for her credentials, considering the fact that the domestic.
But I mean, if
policy-
he was inebriated to not be able to do it, and multiple people had his stamp to be
Can I-
able to
can I
sign
finish
off on a bunch
talking?
of different things.
Can I
I'm
finish
sorry.
talking?
I'm sorry. I apologize.
So if she did take over, that would have been great for her credentials, considering the fact that they passed some of the best domestic policy we've seen in modern American history in their last 3 years. But no, she didn't.
I mean, I'm a regular American person, so I mean, I didn't see much of a difference. Anything, it was a lot higher. Like milk was like $5 a gallon, gas was like $3.25, and steady at that price. And I'm not saying that.
So the pandemic
it's a
did
bigger
cause
difference
prices to
compared now.
increase. The pandemic.
It's a big difference compared to now. And then yes, the pandemic was a huge thing, but I mean, didn't he get impeached halfway through that?
Biden did not get impeached.
No, I mean Trump. Trump was at the beginning of COVID and like what, the ending of like 2019, I believe.
Yeah, but all that I'm saying is that we can't attribute any of the inflation that we saw under the Biden-Harris administration on Biden or Harris because it was caused by a global pandemic. Sorry.
Oh yeah, so that skyrocketed rocketed everything, and is that the reason why insurance is so high right now?
Well, I don't really know where insurance plays into the picture. I'm not like an
I
insurance
mean,
expert.
that plays well. They're the only people that got paid off during the pandemic,
I'm not following.
and
what you're
then
saying.
like,
So
and no, I mean,
let's just make sure here. So just to clarify, I asked you a question. I want to get your response here. Knowing everything that you do now, if you're teleported back to last November, who'd you vote for?
ooh, that's the thing. I didn't vote, but I did. I was more for Trump's policies because he did have an idea compared to what Kamala. I mean, every time she got on mic with the uncensored, everything, they were trying to coach her through a lot of it. She did seem inebriated, and she didn't really have any plans for the United States population in all reality. I mean, at least whenever Trump was getting thrown shit, he had an answer.
What was his answer to the question
She
asked
just,
by the moderator at the presidential debate when they asked him
well,
of,
he's,
if he has healthcare policy?
ooh, well, I mean, the healthcare policies are kind of shit. I mean, in all reality,
Well, can you
if
answer the
you,
question I just asked you?
like,
Please answer my question, sir.
he was gonna throw it out the window.
What's that?
That's what he wanted to do.
Oh,
He wanted to throw it out the window
He
and
was asked.
completely come up with a new
He was
reform.
asked what he was going to replace it with. He was asked for what his healthcare policy is.
Well, he needed to see all the money he'd get
So
from
you said that
terrorists and all the other
you
things
said that he
would
always
need
had an
to-
answer to any question that was asked of him. So what was the answer to the question that was asked of him when he was asked what his healthcare policy is? Did he have one?
He said, let me throw it out the window, and then I'll have my people investigate where all this money is going to see if we can decrease the inflation that we have, because the inflation in America is fucking crazy, dude.
Okay, so you're not answering my question. Like I feel like I'm asking a pretty clear one.
Oh no. Okay, so
okay, just listen to the words that come out of my mouth, and then everybody, I want you to listen to the words that come out of this guy's mouth. So Dean is asking, when Donald Trump was asked what his healthcare policy was, what did he say? And then the guest is responding to that by saying,
okay, well, let me double down. And what was Kamala's plan for the insurance? Was she just going to throw it towards Obamacare that's been doing so great since how long?
I have a question. Do you know what a pivot is?
Yes, I do know what a pivot is.
What's a pivot?
We're talking about basketball terms or government terms? And
We're
honestly,
talking about a pivot
I mean,
inside of a debate.
instead of putting me down, can you like give me some knowledge at least? I'm trying to learn.
I don't even really think I'm putting you down right now, man.
Well, I mean, it just kind of like you kind of
So
like the way that you came, the way you came about it.
Let me describe to you what a pivot is.
Yeah.
So inside of a debate, a pivot is when you don't have an answer to a question or a counter argument to a position, so you try to change the topic of discourse. Now, this is what you just tried to do to me when I asked you in response to your argument that Donald Trump always had an answer to any question that he was asked. My question was, well, what was his answer when he was asked what his healthcare policy was?
Well, can I give you some imagery behind that?
I think I'm going to
I'll
remove you.
continue.
I think I'm going to remove you from my life. Why,
Wow.
why are you interrupting me right now? What's the purpose that this is serving? Right? How could we possibly progress anywhere where when I'm like trying to inform you per your own request and I'm trying to tell you what a pivot is, right? I'm trying to help you out here. And then you just cut me off midway through and you're like, well, let's talk about something totally different, right? Like obviously that's not going to be conducive to productive dialogue in the slightest. So I'm going to start being a little bit more of a hard ass on you. Fucking tell me what Donald Trump's healthcare policy was right now. You said that every single time he was asked a question, he always had a response. So without pivoting, without deflecting, what was his response to the question asked by him of ABC moderators at his presidential debate when they asked him if he has healthcare policy, and what is it?
So if he couldn't trash the whole policy and create a new policy with the new money that he's about to have, with
What's that
everything
new
he's putting
policy? I'm
into
asking
play,
you, what is his healthcare policy?
when he was gonna can I sit there and finish what I'm gonna say? Because you talked about me interrupting you, and you're
Yeah,
getting
just
loud
make
and
sure you're
hectic and
answering my
doing all
question.
these- I'm gonna answer your question. It just takes a little bit of time, and you have to sit there and be a little patient. And, let me get my words out. I understand this is your stream, but I mean, I'm not even being disrespectful. In all honesty, I'm being conversive with you. I'm not even getting loud. I'm not calling you out your name. I'm not even raising my tone. I mean, come on, man.
Something
level
else
with
that you're not doing is answering my question.
me. So you can go on the rant and call me out, but like I'm trying to straighten you out in a polite way, and you're gonna all right, whatever. So when he trashes the whole policy, you can see how much money he gets from tariffs, from everybody that's been taxing us on our import-export policies. See where the money's going at inside of the government as far as SNAP, social benefits, everything that's been going left where all the money's supposed to be going. If all of this money is in the system taken from American people, where is it going? Where's it been going for the last couple of years? And that's what he did. And so now when he sees the whole new bill and sees how much money he could put towards our debt, which is $36.5 trillion, it might be 38. I'm not sure. I have to look into it. But it's around there, ballpark. So to see how much money we could put towards that, get rid of the national debt, and then see how much money we could put towards insurance to make the prices go down. If our debt is down with other governments, which I don't even know how the fuck we're in debt with them, that don't make no sense. But, you know, I mean, sounds like something's fishy to me on both sides of the government, whether it be Democratic, Republican, liberalist, whoever. So, and my point being in all of this is, you don't think that there's corruption on both sides of the government and we should do a whole clean sweep? Like, it doesn't make sense. It really doesn't. Like, if you work a 9 to 5, which is 40 hours a week, which is full time, you only really walk away with what I was making last time I checked was like 2023. So completely with taxes and all, it was $1,600. You know, I only walked away with like 1,000, maybe 1,100.
Parker, I'm trying to get you.
The rest of that goes towards insurance, which is crazy. How am I spending that much on insurance? And then whenever I did get hurt and I go get checked, how the fuck is my leg to get stitched up a whole $5,000 and I have insurance? And they're taking what, a lump sum of my check? Where's this money going?
God.
You tell me. You tell me. I'm being for real.
Hey, man. What was the question that I asked you?
I just told you. I gave you a whole rant about where the money and what his plan and what he was going to do.
I want you to listen to me. What was the question that I asked you? Repeat it.
That what Trump wanted to do with his medical plan for Americans.
Let me repeat it. The question
if you have
was,
a farm and you have all these animals, how are you going to count all your eggs before you have them?
No.
Make it make sense.
No, listen to me. The question that I asked you is when Donald Trump was asked what his healthcare policy was at his debate with Kamala Harris, what did he say?
He was going to trash the reform and come up with something new for the American people.
No. So what he said is that he doesn't know yet, but he's starting to develop concepts of a plan. So all that this argument went to demonstrate, right, is that no, Donald Trump hasn't always had an answer to every question that he's ever been asked, like you suggested, with this being a very notable and prime example. But instead, you decided to yap for 3 minutes about random shit.
So now it's just random shit.
Yeah,
that's,
truly
that's a little
random.
Disrespectful.
I'm sorry if it feels disrespectful. It's true. You somehow got to bring it up, whine about it, cry about it. I don't care. You somehow brought up food stamps in a conversation where I was asking you, how did Donald Trump respond to an ABC moderator when asked what his healthcare policy was? You were yapping about random shit, totally disconnected from the question that was asked. But I don't know, maybe like something else in that monologue of yours that I could find a respond to would be, you said that Donald Trump's working on reducing the national debt. We haven't had a president worse for the national debt in modern American history outside of him. In his first term, he added $8.7 trillion to it. In his second term so far, he's added $5 trillion to it. By the way, adding more to our debt in 10 months than the Biden-Harris administration added to it in 4 years, including their expenditure on the pandemic. So if you care about this country's debt, Donald Trump should be your least favorite president of your lifetime.
Is that a fact?
Yes, according to the CBO, the Congressional Budget Office, and the CRBF, the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, it is.
So, if he were to pull all of the troops over, you know what? Scratch that. Do you feel and believe that Americans don't abuse snaps and let other, foreign people abuse snaps? And health, not even just that, housing and shit like that?
reword your
'cause
question
I
to make it make sense?
do you believe that Americans can abuse snaps and housing, free housing?
I don't know.
Is it possible? Does it happen?
Is it possible?
Do you know if it's regular?
Well,
Because it's pretty fucking regular. Because I live on like the ugly side of town. It's crazy how many people abuse snaps and
yeah. How does this?
all
How
these
do-
other things.
So how does this relate to
So-
a response to the argument that I gave you to demonstrate that Donald Trump's really bad?
I'm
for
just
the dead?
wondering. Have you ever been on snaps? Have you ever done anything like that?
Yeah. but
Like
can we-
which
can we
side
go-
of town did?
Can we go one
How
topic
did you
at a
grow
time?
up?
Can we just go one?
I
Can we go one
wanna ask
topic
you
at a
about you.
time?
I want to ask you about you.
Okay.
How
I
did
want
you
you
grow
to.
up?
Before you ask me about me, can you respond to the argument that I gave you that Donald Trump is bad for our country's debt?
Milk isn't $5 no more. Gas is affordable.
Actually, the price of groceries has only gone up since the end of the Biden-Harris administration, according to the Bureau of Labor Statistics. Right? But the price of
I
groceries
do
has
my own
nothing to do
grocery
with our
shopping,
country's
so I
debt.
know. Yeah, I mean, it's about our living. It's about being an
Okay,
American.
so,
what's
dude,
best
just
for American
respond
people.
to the argument that I gave you about how bad Trump is for the debt after you made the claim that he was good for the debt. That's all that I'm asking you to do. That is all. That is literally all that I'm asking you to do. It is so simple. It is unbelievably simple to do. Okay? You said Trump
you'd
good
rather-
for
you'd
debt.
rather-
You said
about Biden-
Trump
Hunter
paying
Biden?
down debt. I
Hunter
said
Biden.
bad.
Hunter Biden.
Not true. According to
All
the
the shit he
Congressional
got
Budget
cut up
Office
with.
and the
Didn't he have like
CRBF,
1,000 pieces
Donald
of like, child pornography on his computer? That was your president's son.
Well, I'm
Was
sorry.
he not? Was he
what'd
not?
What did you just say?
That was your president's son.
Wait, repeat what you
Hunter
just said?
Biden. Hunter Biden. Did
One-
he not get caught up with a whole bunch of child pornography? A
Did
bunch.
you? No. Has he ever been charged with that?
Nah, his dad was president, and then he got what the
No,
fuck did he do
that
for
was
Kodak
not what
when
he
got him
that,
out?
that was not what he got
Nah,
pardoned for. He got
whatever.
pardoned for a gun charge. Okay, like it had nothing
did you
to
see
do
all
with
the rest
that.
of the charges?
Well, none of the
you
charges
see all
said
the rest of the
that.
charges?
None of the charges said that. One, two. He
That's
wasn't
what
even
y'all
an
wanna
elect.
see,
Wait, one
right?
second. He wasn't
You
even
only
an
see what you
elected.
wanna
Wait, stop,
see.
stop. He wasn't even in an elected office. One, two. That's a straight up false claims. You're just not even making an accurate claim.
Nah, that motherfucker's weird. Definitely fucking weird.
But you don't think that Trump is weird yet? He's literally
Oh,
trying
no,
to
hey,
undermine.
hang 'em
Wait,
both.
wait. He called the Epstein
No, hang 'em
files.
both.
Can I please
Hang 'em
speak?
both.
Hold up.
Hang 'em
Wait,
both.
you want to do that to Trump?
Both. I don't give a fuck. If you're a pedophile in America, you don't get a pass.
Wait. So then Donald Trump, his relation with Epstein, right? Epstein said that Donald Trump is the worst guy he's ever known. He's known people bad. None as bad as Trump.
Both of them. Both of them.
Listen. He's a convicted child sex trafficker. He knew a bunch of child rapists, and he said that Donald Trump was worse than the child rapists. So if you think that would be the case, would you say that that should also be true for
So
Donald
you would
Trump?
take the word of a pedophile?
Well, I would take it as a description. I would take it as a description of how bad another individual is. Think about this: if the
sounds
Joker,
like pillow talk to
listen,
me.
no, listen.
It
If the
sounds like
Joker,
pillow talk
wait,
to
listen,
me.
listen. Let's think about in the DC universe. Okay, if Joker made a
Oh, here we
prescription,
go.
listen.
go.
If Joker,
now you want to make an analogy.
can you not cut me off, please? If Joker made a claim that a person was bad, would you believe that person would be bad? Would you think that until proven otherwise?
He says fuck Batman all the time. What are you talking about?
Wait, no. Answer the question. Do you think that if
He says fuck Batman all the time. What are you talking about? That makes zero fucking sense.
Wait, again, we're talking about a claim about another individual that is considerably bad. You might have evidence or reason to believe that Batman might have other prescriptions, but I'm saying in general, if say he's talking about a villain, right? And he's talking about, oh, this is a really bad person, would you think that that's probably pretty accurate? Or at least a description of them being bad, or that they know that they've done bad things? Does that make sense? Like, I'm not claiming he's right or I agree with him morally. I'm just claiming that he probably is making an accurate description about someone engaging in bad behavior that is also bad. Does that make sense?
Just like comparing Jeffrey Dahmer to fucking Ted Bundy. That makes zero fucking sense. Why are they both walking around?
Can I also
Why
just
can't
bring
the
up?
Democratic Party just do that
This
shit? and
guy's this
just,
guy's
like,
unreal. Can I also just bring up, if you never take the word of a predator, then you wouldn't support Trump as president, and you never take his word, considering the fact that in 2005 he boasted about being a predator. He boasted about sexually exploiting naked little girls and naked adult women.
Is there a video and their proof? Can you post it on your page so I can check it out later?
Why don't I just give it to you right now?
Can you put it on your screen?
I'll play it for you.
Can I put, oh, it's the same shit.
So this is him talking to Howard Stern in 2005.
You could also say, as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now, tell
Well,
me
I'll
what
tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else. And, no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women. And so I sort of get away with it.
I'll sort of get away with things like that.
When year was that?
When did he say that? 2005.
No, when he had the pageants and shit. What year was that?
1996 through 2004, I think.
1996 to 2004. Did it say how old they were? The pageant, were they teens? Were they adults?
So Miss Teen USA had beauty pageant contestants aged 14 through 19. Miss USA had beauty pageant contestants aged like 20 through 30 maybe. And we heard from 14 girls that competed at Miss. He's gone. Nice.
How have your debates been today, man?
They've been great.
It doesn't look like they've been great from your face, bro.
They've been phenomenal.
Okay.
I've never had a better day of debates.
Wow, that sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. It sounds like we've had a great time today.
They've been so good, Parker. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just so unbelievably overcome with joy and overwhelming happiness because of how good the conversations have been.
It sounds incredible. Like, it sounds like you had an incredible time.
Yeah.
It sounds like you had some very productive dialogues and some good conversations that led somewhere, right, with the person you were talking to. I bet a lot of them changed their minds.
Yeah. They did.
I mean, I bet it's been great. I bet you got no trolls too. Absolutely none.
No trolls, only good debates.
Sounds good. That sounds incredible, man.
Dude, today's been fucking terrible. Okay, all right, we're gonna go to get that next guest loaded up into the box right now. I just can't believe today. Yo, brother, Leo, thank you so much for the $150 over on PayPal. Leo, thank you so much for the kindness, man. Listen, I want everybody watching the live stream right now on TikTok, everybody watching the live stream right now on YouTube, to please show some love to Leo down below in that chat for the $150. Leo with $150 says, "Thank you for being an LGBTQ plus ally. I believe in you and in you and Parker." Well, Leo, thank you. Thank you so much for your kindness. Thank you. A billion times over. Let's all show some love to Leo together down below. As well as Iris. Thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. He says, "Give them hell." Yeah, we're going to continue to give them hell for another round and a half. I'm running out of energy because this is just like terrible, but we're going to try. Iris, thank you for the $20. Let's show some love to Iris down below. Leos, let's get some W Leos and some W Irises. What's up, one secret to success? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump's.
Okay, and
very.
What time is it?
9 p.m. here.
9 p.m. There's not an American time zone where it is 9 p.m. You take care. Moving on to the next guest, guys. Here we go. We got Arturo loading up into the box. Here we go, folks. Couple more people to thank here. Couple more people to thank over on PayPal. Thank you for the $10. Anna, who says Cheese It and Dr. Pepper fun. Thank you for the love, Anna. I've actually moved on to Cherry Coke, but thank you so much for the $10. As well as Addie. Thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal. Thank you, Addie. Thank you so much for the love once again, guys. Show some love to Addie down below. Seriously, thank you for your kindness. You guys have all been so unbelievably kind today. As well as Rick, thank you for the $20 as well, man, who says appreciate your ability to continue to help and try to change the minds of others. Thank you so much, Rick. Show some love to Addie, Rick, Leo, all of the donors. Thank you guys so much. Arturo, what is going on? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
All right, Arturo, how old are you?
I'm 45.
Okay, Arturo. Do you mind if I just take a moment here real quick and thank a handful of donors before we pass you the mic to tell us why you're MAGA?
Yeah, sure.
Perfect, man. Mackenzie, thank you for the $20 over on Venmo. Thank you so much, Mackenzie. Mackenzie with the $20 says, hope your night will be better than the other nights. Drinks on me. Well, thank you so much. Thank you. Show some love to Mackenzie down below in that comment section, everybody. Let's get some W's for Mackenzie. And I appreciate you saying drinks on me. I think tonight, me and my girlfriend are going to go out and get a dinner once the stream is over. So thank you so much for buying the drinks at dinner. Huge shout out to you. And Madeline, thank you so much for the $10 on PayPal, who says, did you see what the White House posted on TikTok? No, I'll go ahead and take a look right after I'm done. As well as Alex, thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal, who says, can you open your snacks from the right side next time? Dude, Alex, I realized I opened it up from the wrong side right before I started the stream. Aldine for real. As well as Stacy, thank you for the $5 on Venmo. And Kaylee, thank you so much for the $30 over on Venmo. Thank you so much, Katie. Kaylee, that is spelled Kaylee with a $30 says, it's been a while since I've watched your lives because I've been so busy with school. But now that I'm on break decompressing and I've missed watching you. Love you, Dean, and thank you for being you. Well, welcome back, Kaylee. I hope that you're enjoying the stream today. I know it's definitely a little bit of a rough one, but I hope you're enjoying it nonetheless. And thank you for being here, and thank you for the $30. Show some love to Kaylee. As well as one more here on Venmo. Thank you so much for the $20, Eric, who says, Jesus was a liberal Antifa socialist. Yup. 100% Eric. Show some love to Eric once again down below in that chat for being so unbelievably based. And then one big super chat over on YouTube. Kaylee, spelled Cale. Thank you so much for the $50. Thank you so much, Kaylee. Kaylee with the $50 says, if Trump wants to see a piggy, all he's got to do is to look in the mirror. You know what? You ate him up. Show some fucking love to Kaylee down below. That is Cayle. Thank you for the $50. That is so unbelievably kind of you. Huge shout out to Kaylee down below in that chat. And then for everybody spamming that in the chat, we already know what we got to do here. I have my Discord open to my lives page. If the guest is indeed following children, feel free to drop some evidence in there and we'll take care of it. But for now, Arturo, take it away. Tell me and Parker why the hell you support this tyrannical pervert president.
Well, I support him, but not everything that you say makes a lot of sense or it's like 100% facts. Like, especially like when you were talking about one time that he went out into the room when the girls were changing and that they were all undressed. They were not naked, they were undressed. And plus he was the, like the owner or the one in charge of the beauty pageant. So he was able to go walk into those rooms and everybody that was there was probably qualified by him. And there's a bunch of other stuff too, like the policies that he has, the border that he has, control over now, and also, this all the other countries, how they respect Trump.
Yeah, he's following the kids. Let's go to move on to the next guest right now. Go ahead and hop inside of that cube. You happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. We got Chloe loading up into the box right now. Thank you, Discord. Moving on.
Oh my gosh.
Hey, what's up? Do you support Trump?
I do.
Oh, man, no, you shouldn't. He's a really terrible president and a terrible guy too.
Yeah, I kind of wanted to touch base on the files and those types of things.
Oh, yeah, for sure. We could talk about Donald Trump's a sexual predator that, sexually exploited women and girls in Miss Teen USA, Miss USA. We could talk about how he was best friends with Epstein. According to Epstein, in an email from 2011, knew exactly what he was doing with the girls, didn't said nothing, was best friends with him. Let's talk about it. How is this somebody that you could possibly support?
Okay, so initially, talking pageant-wise. So are we totally, disregarding, the women who have spoken out who actually partook in those pageants and kind of, were there on the scene and what they spoke out about, him not being a predator and actually going into those rooms, after they were like dressed and all those types of things? Or
Oh, well, I mean, no, we're not disregarding it at all because, I'd accept the testimony of like one of the pageant contestants that spoke out years later and said that she was a beauty pageant contestant, Miss Teen USA 1997, that said every single time Donald Trump walked backstage on me, I had clothes on, right? But I don't think that discounts the testimony of other victims that said that they didn't have clothes on when he do it to them. Not to mention the fact that in this clip, Donald Trump himself says that they were naked.
okay, so which contestants were those that claimed that he walked in when they weren't dressed?
Yeah, for sure. Let me grab their names real quick. But before I give you their names, why don't you just accept Donald Trump's word for it? He said they were naked.
I just would like the facts,
Okay,
because
right?
he can say whatever he wants to say, but initially these women who actually went through this, I would like to have their word over his. See what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, I think that their words align here. No response?
I didn't even hear a word you said. I'm sorry.
I said that I think that I think that their word would align here.
Okay, well, I'm waiting for it. Like, who were they?
Here we go. Mariah Bilato, who was a former Miss Vermont Teen USA. Then 3 other women who asked to keep their names anonymous. But once again, right, it's not like a question if Donald Trump did this to them. It's not a question if Donald Trump walked backstage while they're naked, considering that Donald Trump said he did. We have a direct admission of guilt from the person who did it, right? This would be like a buddy of mine going to a party last night. It was Friday, right? And then coming to me today and telling me that he raped a woman at that party, and then that woman coming to me and saying that he raped me at this party. It would be preposterous. It would be insane for me to deny that he raped her. Just like it's preposterous and insane for you to deny the fact that Donald Trump sexually exploited naked women and naked girls at Miss USA and Miss Teen USA, considering the fact that he said he sexually exploited him. He said that he sexually exploited them, and they said that he sexually exploited him.
So are you in reference to the Howard Stern clip? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so could you like play that clip real quick for us again?
Yeah, of course.
Well, you could.
Of course, I'll never.
Well, you could also say as. Well, you could also say as the owner of the pageant.
One second, I'll never pass up on an opportunity to play that clip. You got it.
Say hello with vagina. And
well, you could also say as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting dressed and ready and everything else, and no men are anywhere. And I'm allowed to go in because I'm the owner of the pageant, and therefore I'm inspecting it. I'm inspecting. I want to make sure that
You're like
everything is
doctor.
good.
You're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? They're standing there with no clothes. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible-looking women, and so I sort of get away with things like that.
Okay, and what was the initial question that was asked before he said that?
Oh, you want to hear the full context? Let's go to play the full context.
Yeah, I would love to.
Only makes it worse.
Construed, however, as
conflict?
Yes.
I don't see it as a conflict.
It could be a conflict of interest, but it's the kind of thing you worry about later.
Oh, I see.
You tend to think about the conflict a little bit later on.
The question is, how can it not be construed?
No, I mean, some of these foreign girls, Mr. Trump, in my country, we say hello with vagina. And
well, you could also say as the owner of the pageant, it's your obligation to do that.
So you have done that. Now,
I'll tell you the funniest is that I'll go backstage before a show.
Yes.
And everyone's getting.
That literally tells nobody anything. That literally,
well, I mean, it just kind of makes it a little
gives us absolutely nothing.
I wouldn't say that it changes absolutely anything of his testimony, that being that he testified to the sexual exploitation of women and girls. It just makes it a little bit worse because he seems to acknowledge that it's a conflict of interests, meaning that he seems to acknowledge that, yeah, he is sexually exploiting them by abusing his position of power as the owner of the pageant, by allowing himself to unconsensually barge into those dressing rooms, to then abuse their position of vulnerability, feeling vulnerable enough to take their clothes off, to get undressed and changed in a private woman's only space, to look at them while they're naked, unconsensually, which would amount to sexual exploitation. Now, in your bio, it says God first, you're a good Christian. God says sexual exploitation is wrong. Do you?
110%.
Okay.
Now,
so then you agree that
we can argue religion.
So do you agree here that what Donald Trump admitted to is sexual exploitation?
No, not at all.
Well,
because once again, you take the testimonies. Hold on, Dean.
Let's first define
look.
sexual exploitation. Could you just allow me to run this dialogue train on you real quick?
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so you deny that what Donald Trump admitted to in that clip is sexual exploitation. Hopefully, in like the next 60 seconds, I'll be able to change your mind. Do you agree that the definition of sexual exploitation would include one's abuse of a position of power over another person's position of vulnerability and the furtherance of unconsensual sexual conduct?
Correct.
Okay, so in this clip, Donald Trump said that he would allow himself to walk backstage into this dressing room, that's him abusing his position of power, to then look at these women when they had no clothes on, that's abusing their position of vulnerability, for the furtherance of the unconsensual sexual conduct, that unconsensual sexual conduct being him unconsensually looking at them while they were naked.
That literally, there was no context in that clip speaking about these women being undressed.
Yes, there
None.
was. So there
None.
was.
No,
I'll
okay, go
make sure to
ahead.
replay that for you. So just to clarify,
Yeah, okay.
when I have no clothes on, I'm naked. What about you?
It depends on the amount of clothing I have on,
Well,
right? So if I don't have a bra, I don't have a bra.
well, you just said it would depend on the amount of clothing you have on. So therefore, if you have no
Correct.
clothing on, you're naked, correct?
Yeah, no clothing on. Okay, so go ahead.
So therefore, if Donald Trump said they had no clothes on, they'd be naked, correct?
Yeah,
So
right.
if they were naked, it would be sexual exploitation, correct?
Yeah, right. But it's making sexual contact with someone. Yeah.
Wow. So I'm now
'Cause you
going to
just
play.
gave me that
I'm now
definition.
going to go ahead and play you the clip where he says they had no clothes on. And once I play you this clip and you listen to him say that they had no clothes on, you're going to have to concede that he sexually exploited them, which will be in about 15 seconds.
Everything is
doctor,
good.
you're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no left, and I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor,
good.
you're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no left. I want to make sure that
You're like a
everything is
doctor,
good.
you're there.
Yeah, the dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no left. Dress. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no left. They're standing there with no left. They're standing there with no left. Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no left. Is everybody okay? And you see these incredible looking women. And so I sort of get away with things like that.
Okay, right. So the rest of that clip, right? He would have had to have finished that word. Okay. I know you were being condescending when you were slowing that down, trying to explain this to me. But I'm asking you, was that before or after he entered those rooms, right? Because again, we have two testimonies from contestants.
Wait. Why are you saying anything other than, yeah, he sexually exploited them?
Because it's not sexual exploitation by your definition, right? Unless he's making sexual contact with them,
Chloe?
yes or no?
Chloe? Move it out to the next
Dean?
issue.
Dean?
Right, done.
Is everyone okay? You know, they're standing there with no.
Let me replay the stream for you.
Yeah,
So
right.
if they were naked, it would be sexual exploitation, correct?
Yeah, right. But it's making sexual contact with someone, yeah?
Wow. So I'm now
'Cause you
going to
just
play.
gave me that
I'm now
definition.
going to go ahead and play you the clip where he said, you said
Right,
if
the
they
same
were
thing
naked,
I just said like 30 seconds ago, okay?
You said if they were naked, then it would be sexual exploitation.
Making sexual contact with them, yes.
Yeah, so sexual conduct would be him looking at them while they're naked. So sexual
Contact.
violence.
You said contact,
Oh,
yeah?
so sexual violence and sexual conduct, all right, are not always physical.
How does that even work?
Well, I'll give this is an example. Peeping Tom.
Okay, so essentially like you're talking about maybe like when trans people enter like restrooms.
Oh, so
And,
if you
like,
think it's
or locker rooms?
so if you think it's sexual exploitation for a trans woman to walk inside of a woman's restroom, well, then you'd have to accept that it's definitely sexual exploitation for Trump to walk into this dressing room. But in fact, you're denying that Donald Trump is engaging in sexual exploitation when he does so, and you're arguing that it's completely morally permissible. So because you're the one that's making the equivocation between the actions of Trump and the actions of trans women, then you're telling me that it's actually acceptable for trans women to use a woman's restroom. So not only did you just lose the debate, because whenever the Republican brings up trans women, right, you know the debate's over because you just pivoted away from the substance of the dialogue. But in fact, according to your logic, it's actually completely morally permissible and totally fine for trans women to use a woman's restroom, considering the fact that you're equivocating that to what Trump did, and you're defending what Trump did, therefore you defend the trans women too. So thank you for acknowledging that you lost the debate by pivoting to trans people. Oh, but trans people, but immigrants. Oh my God, but gay people, right? You know, come on, embarrassing. But then also, according to your logic, you're okay with trans women using the women's restroom. I don't know how to.
Once again,
I don't know how you
asked you a
ever see that
question,
coming. I don't know how you ever
You're
see that coming.
steamrolling, but I'm asking you a question,
So
which
I-
was in that context, in that clip, right? Was he already in these rooms or was he outside of these rooms? Yes or no? Outside, inside, outside, inside.
Inside.
Inside. He said in these clips that he was inside of those rooms.
Yeah, he bragged about walking into the changing rooms and seeing them with no clothes on.
Yeah, like
I mean, like
yeah,
how could he see doing that? Also, I have a question. Chloe, I have a question. Do you think
Yeah,
it's
I have an
sexual
answer.
exploitation for people that own Airbnbs? Like, say in certain circumstances, this is obviously not true and all. If they were to like literally put cameras in the context of bathrooms to look at people while they're naked, do you think that would be sexual exploitation, or would you say it's not sexual exploitation because there was no physical contact?
Yeah, I would say it's definitely exploitation.
Okay, so
100%.
if that's exploitation, so wouldn't exactly that
Right,
be
but I was
sexual
initially
exploit-
speaking about his
no, hold up.
definition.
That proves that sexual exploitation can exist in situations in which there's no physical contact. You just
Okay,
debunked
but if you're
yourself.
standing outside of a door, that's not sexual exploitation.
Okay,
You
so
see what I'm
Chloe-
saying?
so Chloe-
So that's
so can
initially
we
the
just-
question
can
I
we
was
just- can we
asking
just
was
clarify
whether or
here?
not he was inside
Can we
or
just-
outside.
Donald Trump said he barged in. Donald Trump said that he allowed himself in. Plus, he said that he sees the women. The only way that you could see a naked woman changing inside of a private woman's only changing room would to be in the changing room yourself. Duh! Fucking hell, dude.
Well, yeah, clearly. But I'm asking. I
clearly.
was asking about that
Fucking
specific clip.
clearly.
Right?
Fucking clearly.
Yeah, we know. Okay, so I initially came up here to talk to you about the files, right?
Wait, but before we move on, though, we established
Yeah.
that sexual exploitation can occur without physical contact. So then you would agree that Donald Trump engaged in sexual exploitation, correct?
Sure.
Okay.
Whatever makes your heart
Okay, so
happy.
then would you support Donald Trump if he engaged in sexual exploitation?
No,
No. Okay, so he did engage in sexual
not in that
exploitation.
moment. I
Wait, hold
still
up,
support my
hold up,
president
hold up.
through and through.
You just said that you wouldn't support Donald Trump if he engaged in sexual exploitation. You just admitted that he did engage in sexual exploitation. So then you don't support him anymore?
No, I do.
Oh, okay. So you
Contradicted
so you
yourself.
willingly and knowingly support somebody as president that you think has sexually exploited naked girls.
Plenty of people have. Now,
Did
girls
Kamala- wait,
is
wait,
a
wait, whoa,
stretch.
whoa, whoa, whoa,
No,
whoa, whoa,
it's
whoa,
a
whoa, whoa, Chloe. Okay, just because plenty of individuals have engaged in an action doesn't mean that the action's not morally wrong. Think about how many men married children across the world today and 500 years ago, right? It happens
Yeah, it's
so
disgusting.
much that it was deemed as normal. Does that make it any less morally wrong?
No, I actually advocate for that
Fucking
on my page.
precisely. Fucking
Right.
precisely. So cut it with
Right,
this. Plenty
right.
of them have done it bullshit. Therefore, you're okay with it. Not to mention that Kamala Harris sure didn't. Kamala Harris sure didn't sexually
Well, she's a
exploit
woman,
children.
so it's kind of hard to sexually exploit women when you're a woman.
Oh
Yeah?
wait.
Would we
so,
agree?
So you admit that women are significantly less likely to engage in sexual exploitation than men?
No, I'm not saying that, but women on
Oh
women
wait,
sexual
whoa,
exploitation-
whoa! That's what the facts
Dean,
say.
you're not even letting me finish my point.
Wait,
Like,
then also
literally
sexual
just-
sexual exploitation. You're crashing out. Calm down. Sexual exploitation is not mutually exclusive to women, right? Men can be sexually exploited too. Boys can be sexually exploited too.
I'm aware of that, but I'm talking about women on women, right? So if a woman walks into a locker room,
Wait, but Kamala Harris hasn't
A cis
engaged in
woman-
any sexual exploitation. Any. Of men or of women. Of boys or of girls.
You are crashing out because I'm trying to finish my point and you're not even letting me. You're just steamrolling. This is what happens every single time.
Wow.
So can I finish my point, yes or no?
You sound very aggressive.
I sound fine.
I don't know. You sound pretty angry.
I don't know. Okay, so once again, right, when a woman, right, walks into a public restroom or a public changing room or a public locker room, it is way less likely for that to be perceived as sexual exploitation given that it's a woman, right, staring at a woman. Yes or no?
So, well, a woman has consent
Oh
to
my
go
God.
into a woman's space.
Right, exactly my point.
Okay?
So I'm
See,
talking about
but
woman
what
on
I
woman.
said, I don't know why you would just be talking about woman on woman when I said that Kamala Harris hasn't sexually exploited anybody, woman or man.
Because we're literally talking about the sexual exploitation of women.
And I responded to you
Uh-huh.
saying that you still support Donald Trump because he sexually exploited individuals because other individuals have too by telling you, well, one person that surely hasn't is Kamala Harris. So how could you argue that you still support Donald Trump as president even though you know he sexually exploited women and girls by arguing that other individuals have done it too when Kamala Harris is somebody that hasn't?
Okay, women and girls is a very, very large claim. You're talking about women and then you're talking about girls, which are underage women. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Okay. So where are we talking about? What are we talking about when we're talking about girls? Let's get that straight first.
Him doing this at Miss Teen USA?
Miss Teen USA. And what did you say earlier when you were asked about the ages of these girls?
Oh, I said 14 through 19.
14 through 19. You actually said, if I remember correctly, you said 20 to about 28. Yes or no?
That's Miss USA.
For Miss USA. Also, it'd be 15 through 19, and also like that doesn't. You understand? He gave you accounts for people who literally expressed this. There were people who were there at Miss Teen USA that talked about how Donald Trump would barge in, literally when there were girls as young as 15 years old in these changing rooms. How could you sit there and defend this? How could you say that you still support Trump when Kamala Harris has not getting engaged in such actions?
Yeah.
Okay, so
like why
we're
why,
talking.
why do you use
I
a good
would love
Christian
for you to sit
still
here, and I
support
would
somebody
love
as
for you
president
to.
who sexually exploited people? Like that's sick.
Once again, I would love for you to break these timelines down for me and the ages of these people. That would be awesome.
Yeah, so according to, let's see here, according to Mariah Bilato, who was a former Miss Vermont Teen USA who Donald Trump did this to, she said that this happened to her, many others, with some being as young as 15.
The anonymous ones, yeah?
They are not named. They could have been the anonymous ones, or they could have been individuals that didn't even testify.
Okay, so it's kind of outrageous, right, for you to make these claims without decent evidence to back it up.
Yeah, the decent evidence to back it up is the broad sweeping claim that Donald Trump made when he said that he'd do this at the pageants. Now, if like you personally think, right, that Donald Trump saying that he would broadly do this at his pageants and then like multiple underage victims saying that he did it to them is not enough evidence, I think that you're crazy. But like my response would just simply be, well, then you're arguing that he merely just sexually exploited women, not underage girls. But see, the thing is I don't think that the sexual exploitation of women is too much different than the sexual exploitation of underage girls, because it's sexual exploitation of girls because girls can't consent, and it's sexual exploitation of women because although they have the ability to consent, they didn't consent. So in both circumstances, it would still be unconsensual. Right? But I expect you to do, right, your like idolatry of Trump. You treat him like a god. Get that God first out of your body, your Trump first. I expect you to do the MAGA sophistry. I expect you to, you know, like try to pull on any any leg you could find to attempt to stand on to construct an argument, right, that I don't have enough evidence to believe that he did this to underage girls, even though he said he did this at his pageants broadly, and multiple underage victims said he did it to them, right? Which is like insane that you don't think that's enough evidence. But even if he just did it to women, like why is that not enough, right? Like why can't we draw a hard red line at our president sexually exploiting women?
Okay, so the issue I have with this, right, is that you're making claims, okay, against someone, right, without the concrete evidence to support the fact that he was sexually exploiting
evidence.
girls,
The concrete. Oh my god. So why aren't you responding to my question,
evidence.
Chloe? I'm so sorry. You're a silly fucking goose. Okay. If you're not going to respond to what the hell I'm saying here, I already told you. I believe that we have more than enough evidence to demonstrate that that occurred, considering the fact that he said he broadly did this at his pageants, and then we had multiple underage girls say he did it to them. If you don't think, right, that is concrete evidence, quote unquote, then I think you're crazy, right? Which we all already know.
Well, I think you're crazy too, Dean.
Okay, calm down. It's okay, breathe, right? And my follow-up question for you is, if you're arguing that you don't think that we have enough evidence to assume that he did this to girls, but we do have enough evidence to prove that he did it to women, well, I want you to answer this question, and you better not pivot, right? You better not pivot, okay? Like the MAGA,
Yes, sir.
The MAGA like sophistry is embarrassing for you. Seriously, it's grotesque.
Well, thank you. I'm getting lots of gifts.
Why is Donald Trump? You want to like dictate who's winning off of gifts? One second.
No, I'm grifting
JJ
like you
Brown.
do. It's great.
Wait, a grifting?
Yes.
So you think
I'm a grifter like Dean.
So why do you think I'm a grifter?
Fine grifter.
You're grifting by literally sitting here, right? Okay, let's just break this down.
By
'cause I
sitting
actually got
here
on the
means
Ethan
you're
bomb.
grifting, so you are as well.
Exactly, that's what I said. I said we're both grifting.
So
It's great. I'm having
Being
fun.
on a live stream means you're grifting. What's wrong with grifting then?
Okay, well, let me break this down for you, okay? So you sit on the internet every day on TikTok,
Yes.
right? With your V and your P, right?
Oh, wait.
I'm sorry.
Let me clarify.
Your V. Thank you.
Real
Let's
quick.
fucking go, chat.
So when you're talking
Let's
about the
fucking go.
Venmo and the PayPal, you're talking about the Venmo and the PayPal that anybody watching can donate to in the link tree in my bio. That's also displayed on the top of the phone
jeez,
screen
bro.
and in the pinned comment on my YouTube. Those?
Yeah, what are they donating to, Dean?
Oh, they're donating
His
to
bank
me.
account.
To my bank
His
account.
bank account, right? And what do you use?
Oh, like where do I spend
what
the money
do you
on my
spend
bank
your money
account?
on, Dean?
His life?
Yeah,
Like
let's
bills?
go through
His
it.
life.
Like,
So
Right.
yesterday I spent $100 on an electric shaver. I've been needing one for a while. Earlier
Yeah.
this month I paid rent. I also am going to pay for dinner tonight for me and my girlfriend.
Really excited for you.
So
Right.
so how does this make me a grifter?
Okay, so
Allison, thank you for the $3 on Venmo. Daniela with the $10 and Blake with the $10 too.
Oh, no.
Then over on PayPal, I'd like to thank Matessa with the $5. Harold, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much, Harold. Rachel with the $5. Marilyn with the $5. Charlie, thank you for the $40 on PayPal, who says solidarity from the UK. And Addie with the $50 on PayPal. Let's go, Addie. I want to see 500 big Addie W's for the $50. 400 big Charlie W's for the $40. And thank you so much, Harold with the 20. Madeline, thank you so much for the oh my god, for the $5 as well over on PayPal. Let's go. Oh my god, dude, over on Venmo. Thank you so much, Jocelyn with the $10 over on Venmo. Radley, that is RADLEY. Thank you for the $20 over on Venmo to support the Griff. Blake with the $10 for the Griff. Daniela with the $10 for the Griff. Amy with the $10 to support the Griff, saying that they hate the guest. Thank you guys so much for the love. I really appreciate you guys so much for supporting the Griff. Real quickly, Chloe, can you please thank all the donors?
Thank you guys so much. And honestly, another
wait 1
thank you
second.
to Nina
Susan! Thank you so much for the $100 on Venmo!
W.
Holy
Susan.
fuck! Susan with $100 says, keep it up. Well, Susan, thank you so much for supporting the Griff. Show some love to Susan down below in that chat for like the crazy, like the insane donation. Seriously, thank you so much for the $100, Susan. And Heather, thank you for the $8 over on PayPal. Could you say thank you, Susan, and thank you, Heather, for supporting the Grift?
Thank you, Susan and Heather.
Wait, why are
so
you thanking
much.
them for supporting something that's bad?
Well, because they're sending gifts to me too, so I'm grifting as well. We're on the same level, Dean.
Get money off of any of that.
So I don't
We're
think
on the same level. Yeah, I do. I get 50%.
Marianne, thank you for the $5 over on PayPal for the gift.
Of the gifts that they send to me, 100% I do.
No,
I know how TikTok
Katie,
works.
thank you for the $5 on Venmo for the grifting.
I meant the ones that go to Dean.
No, obviously not. I'm a live creator myself. I know this. But
okay.
hey, Dean, earlier I realized that you were talking about MAGA.
Oh my God.
I'm just so
Susan.
confused. So why is it a grift to make money?
Well, here my issue is that you're sitting on live stream, right? And obviously, right, with the brains that we have as human beings, you sitting here and supporting people, right, and honestly giving them the validation when they donate to you, right, on the V and the P, which is so funny to me. I don't even know why I say that.
So what makes
clearly
me a
that's
grifter is
initiating
thanking
the
people
fact
when they donate
that's
to me?
initiating, right, that you would like them
Dean,
to
stop
donate.
thanking people who donate to you. Like Susan, thank you so much for the $100. Thank you so much, Susan. I really appreciate it. Some W's for Susan in the comment section right now. Thank you so much. Literally, stop saying thank you, Dean. Dude, so disrespectful.
I can't.
Just stop putting your fucking stop putting your Venmo up. It's stupid.
Yeah. Stop doing
Get a
this as
real
your job,
fucking
Dean.
job.
Get a real job, Dean. Get a real job. This is a fake job,
I can't
Dean.
stop myself.
Get off
I
your
can't-
ass right now, Dean, and get a real job. This is not a real job, Dean.
I can't stop myself. I'm trying to. Mitchell, thank you for the $10 on PayPal. I'm trying to stop. Thank you so much for the $10. Fuck. Thank you for the $10. Marianne, thank you for the $5. Oh my God, I'm grifting. Jojo, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo. Saying just sending it for the validation. You are validated, Jojo. Thank you for the $10. Jenna, you are validated. Thank you for the $10 as well. I really appreciate you so much, Jenna. You are validated. Show some validation. Show some validation in the chat. Phil, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo. You are validated. Thank you so much, sir. You are validated.
you guys.
Thank you, Phil. Thank you, Phil.
Thank you,
now,
guys.
you think it's embarrassing for me to accept donations? Why?
No, not for you to thank them.
Okay, I'll wait.
No.
Sorry, I apologize.
So
That's
why
fine.
is it
No, it's okay.
embarrassing
No,
to
no, no,
accept
it's fine.
donations?
Because you're literally sitting here on your ass all
On my
day,
ass.
right? You're crying about correct. You're crying about the job market to everyone and how Trump's economy affects everybody. But you're sitting on your ass with your Venmo and PayPal, right, on your screen on top of your forehead and complaining about the job market, and you're not going out and getting a real job, Dean. It's embarrassing.
Wait, this is a real
Honestly.
job. Can you just tell us what a real job is?
Why is she so
It would be taking a step away from your computer chair, right?
Wait, so
Walking
yeah,
out the
people
door,
who
saying
sit
goodbye
at
to your girlfriend.
people who sit at computers don't have real jobs. You know, all the people who work in IT, they definitely do not have real jobs.
This is
They
so
sit at a
different.
desk
and you
all
trying
day.
To make
They sit at a
that
desk all
something
day.
that
That's
it's not
crazy.
is so funny
Kayla,
to me,
thank you for the
Parker, 'cause
$6.
You do the same fucking thing.
Shut up, Chloe. Kayla, thank you for the $6 and the 66 cents over at Venmo for supporting the Griff. Show some love to Kayla in that chat. Jersey with a $5 saying Dean has a job. He works for the DNC. Deadass Jersey. Kara, thank you for the $10 who says, here, I want to support your real job and have some validation. You are validated, Kara. Thank you for the $10. Shandi, thank you for the $3 over on PayPal who says validate me for the Griff. Shayla, thank you for the $1 over on PayPal for the Griff. Caitlin, thank you for the $2 over on PayPal for the Griff. Let's go. Cheryl with a $5 over on PayPal for the Griff. Madeline with the $5 as well over on PayPal for the Griff. Thank you so much, Alex, for the $5 on Venmo for the Griff. Over on YouTube, super Super Chat. JJ Brown, thank you for the $10 over on YouTube Super Chat for the Griff. Thank you guys so much for supporting the Griff. If you are one of the 14.4 thousand people watching on TikTok right now, or the 5,000 people watching on YouTube right now, if you want to support the Griff, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal found in the link tree in my bio on TikTok. At the top of the phone screen, I'd suggest using the links, or in the pinned comment over on that YouTube stream. Guys, I don't have a real job, okay? I sit on my ass all day, and I griff. If you want to support the Griff, that is how you could do it. Jack, thank you so much for the $10 on Venmo just support. Thank you for supporting the Griff. You are validated. Georgia, thank you for the $5 on Venmo saying, did Chloe get picked at? You are validated, Georgia. Tyler, thank you so much for the $25 over on Venmo. Who says, happy Saturday. Hope you're doing well. I'm doing all right. Thank you so much for supporting the Griff, Tyler, with the $25. Show some love to Tyler down below in that chat. Chloe, thank you for the $10. He says, trans Chloe here. Fit collar, quote unquote, Carly needs to get pushed. Get pushed. Thank you for the $10. You are validated, Chloe. Thank you for supporting the Griff. Madison with the $5 over on PayPal for supporting the Griff. Russell with the $5 for supporting the Griff. Thank you so much. Kevin with a $20 over on PayPal for supporting the Griff. Show some love to Kevin in that chat. Oh my God, we need to launch a meme coin right now for the Grift. Show some love to Kevin for the $20. Matessa, thank you for the $5 for the Griff. Shay, thank you for the $5 saying here's a paycheck from the DNC. Brianna with the $5 on Venmo for the Griff. Christy with a $10. You are so validated right now, Christy. Let's go. Chloe with $1 in the 88. Another Chloe with the $10. Thank you so much. Kristen, thank you so much for the $20 over on Venmo for the Grifter. Let's go, Kristen. Show some love to Kristen down below for the $20 to support the Griff. Sam with the $3 for the Griff. And Emery, that is Emerie. Thank you so much for the $20 as well over on Venmo for the Griff. Me and my girlfriend are going to be eating so unbelievably good tonight. Holy shit, the Grift is grifting. Pony, thank you for the $20 over on YouTube Super Chats. And Jet Push. And Franken Beads, thank you so much for the Diamond Jim Gun supporting the Griff. Let's go, Leslie, with a $20 over on Venmo for the real job. Thank you so much, Leslie. Brianna with a $10 saying appreciate your grift. I'm so happy I'm grifting. You are validated. You are validated. Christy with the $10 on PayPal. You are so validated. Thank you for supporting the Griff. Daisy with the $5 on PayPal for the Griff. You are so fucking validated right now, Daisy. It is insane. Chloe with $1.25 over on Venmo for supporting the Griff. Oh my God, thank you so much for all the love. You guys are so unbelievably validated.
Hey,
but
Dean.
listen.
Hey Dean, next time I go talk to my accountant, I'll make sure to let them know that they don't have a real job because they just sit at their desk all day and they
That's
file
so
taxes.
funny to
and-
me.
Yeah, they
That is
sit
so
they sit at a desk
funny.
all day in front of a computer. I'll make sure to inform them they don't actually have a real job. So
Yeah.
Do your accountants argue with people on the internet all day? Yes or no?
wait, no, they don't argue with people, but they definitely sit
Right.
at a desk all day. That was the basis for you saying that it wasn't a real job. So,
Pickle,
do you
I
think
think
that people who argue with others don't have a real job? Can I ask you a basic
Sitting
question
in your
then?
ass all day, not at a desk. On your ass. On your ass. On your
Okay,
ass.
so people who
hitting
sit
your
down.
anxiety pen. I'm hitting my
So,
anxiety
so
pen.
people who sit down and debate don't have real jobs. That's your view.
I mean, I guess
if that's what you consider a job with your PayPal.
Wait, Chloe, I have a question. Do you
Can I
think
ask you a
that Ben
question?
Shapiro has a real job?
Fuck, I hate Ben Shapiro.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
Yes.
So you're telling us what's not a real job, but I want you to tell us
Right.
what is a real job. So give us a strict definition of that word. Job. Define.
A job. Are we talking textbook definition here? Because I don't have it.
So-
I mean, it's very
Wait, wait,
simple.
wait.
What you think of?
simplified.
Yeah, just
No, what do you
what
think
I would-
of?
How do you define the word job?
Okay, so a 9 to 5, right? Which
Okay.
you could consider this a 9 to 5, okay? Simply because you could change your hours, whatever.
Wait. Just define the word job.
Okay, working for money, right?
Working for money. What is work?
So engaging in labor for money.
So if
Right.
work is the exertion of labor and a job is the exertion of labor, right, in return for said exertion of labor, right, you receive money. Well, I'm definitely working right now. I'm definitely like exerting labor. Or, you're quite the fucking tool, right? Exerting labor.
Oh, thank
right?
you.
Now, in response to that, individuals like Harold, thank you for the $50 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love, dude. I want to see 500 Harold W's down below in that chat, as well as 500 Elizabeth W's and 1,000 Tim W's for the $100 over on YouTube Super Chat. Thank you so much for the love, Tim. Tim with $100. Thank you so much, Tim. Says, I haven't left my house in 5 years. I make over $125,000 per year. You're a grifter. Let's go, grifter Tim. Show some love to Tim. Seriously, thank you so much. And then Elizabeth with the $50 $50 says, let's go. Thank you. Seriously, thank you so much for the love. And then Harold, too, thank you so much for the $50, man.
Wait.
And then Roger, thank you for the $20 who says, tell your guests about Trump's grifting. Yeah, we'll get to that. Thank you so much for the kindness, Roger. Let's get to it at Roger W's. And 100 Esperanza W's. Thank you for the $10. Iris with a 1. Adeline with a 5. Then over on Venmo, thank you so much. Marcy with a 20. Thank you so much for the love, Marcy. Show some love to Marcy in the chat for the $20. Brianna with a $10 for the grift. Leslie with a $20 for the real job. Thank you so much. And Alyssa with a 10. Anyways, to get back to what I was saying here, thank you guys so much. Please show some love to all of our donors. I'm definitely exerting labor here, right? That's what we do in debates. That's what I do when I'm talking to you. And in return, individuals are like willingly and voluntarily opting to like support me financially speaking. So in return, I make some money. Wouldn't this fit your definition of what a job is?
No, because what is labor to you, Dean?
So, I mean, I think that labor can be defined in many senses, but more so I'll just explain to you how I exert labor on these lives through like intellectual discourse, through holding conversation. I exert a lot of mental labor, right, trying to deal with the mental gymnastics of shitty cult-like Trump supporters like you coming up here, agreeing to my definition of sexual exploitation, then listening to me explain that how that precisely would pertain to exactly what Donald Trump admitted to in a clip, then me having to like deal with your gymnastics and try to convince you that you're in the wrong, right, and that you try to construct reality predicated on your beliefs, not the other way around. Like that's definitely an exertion of labor, right? Like I end these lives really tired.
Right. I would be tired too, man. I'm not gonna lie.
Right, so that's like an exertion of mental
depending
labor.
on okay, so you're speaking, generally speaking, if I were to have a conversation with someone, right, just standing here in my humble abode, just talking to somebody, we get into a little bit of a, an argument, that would be exerting labor, yeah?
Yeah, or
wait,
like
actually,
also
do you think that Dean and I are unemployed?
I don't know. Are you unemployed?
No, we don't have any other job outside of this. Do you think that we're unemployed?
I'm not sure. I want to
What?
say
You're
yes,
not sure? So if you're not sure, then if we're not unemployed,
Parker,
then couldn't we have a job then?
You made the claim about you and Dean, not just Dean. So hold on here. 'Cause I don't know much about you.
So I mean, then one other thing, make sure you respond to Parker there. But if you don't think that like talking would be an exertion of labor, right? All that I try to do is help people with their problems, right? You have a big problem of a small brain, low IQ, and shitty beliefs. I try to help you with that by educating you, right? Well, like customer like service representatives, right? All that they do is they talk to people and they try to help them with their problems. The same thing with therapists. So if you're going to argue that I don't have a job, then neither do customer service agents at big corporations or therapists.
Well, yeah, initially, but speaking in those terms, you would also have to your words would have to hold relevance in my life. Okay, when we're talking about therapists, we're talking about customer service representatives. Obviously, they're helping me with something, or they're helping me with my mental issues. Those types of things. You're doing nothing.
And we're helping people with becoming more educated and becoming more critical.
So you're saying that they have to the words have to bear relevance in your life for you to consider it a job. I have a question. Have you ever bought Dubai chocolate?
No.
So a customer service representative that works at a company that produces Dubai chocolate would bear zero relevance in your life. So therefore, right, customer service agents that work at companies that sell products that you've never bought and you never will, they don't have a real job?
Meaning what? That would be exerting labor, though.
Oh, because
right?
so they're still exerting labor by talking to
situation.
people. So they're still exerting labor by talking to people, right? Even if you don't find any value in the words that they're saying. So even though you're a small brain Trump supporter, you don't find many values in the truth, right? Which is why you don't find value in what I say. I still have a job under your view.
Truth is subjective.
Well, of course you'd say that.
Not all truth is subjective.
Without concrete evidence, it's subjective.
Wait, do you think all truth is subjective?
I just said without concrete evidence, it's subjective.
So therefore, God's existence.
What is concrete evidence?
God's existence is not objectively true to you.
Right.
What? That's a crazy take. Are you Christian, Chloe?
Right. Hold on. Just let me explain before you go all steamrolling 2v1 thing on me. Okay. So we're talking about something that not everyone supports, okay? The ideology that not everyone supports, including Dean. Parker, I'm not sure about you either, right? So in my belief,
I'm a devout Christian. You got to believe that it's objectively true.
I don't have to believe jack shit.
No, you seriously do. Wait, you don't believe it's objectively true that Jesus died on the cross for your sins and rose from the dead? You don't believe that's true? You don't believe he turned water into wine and he walked on water? You don't think that's objectively true? I think it's objectively true.
I don't even go to church.
Wow, and you have a cross in your name, Chloe?
Correct.
Why do you have a
Correct.
cross in your name then? If you don't go to church, if you don't actually like believe in Christian values, you got to turn to Jesus.
Hey, can I ask you a question? Have I actually ever admitted that I was a Christian?
You have a cross in your name. I'm sorry, I assumed.
There
Your
are plenty
bio,
of people who have crosses in their names.
your
There are
bio
plenty of
says
people who
God
hold crosses
willing.
around their neck.
Your bio
God willing
says
and the
God
creek don't
willing.
rise. Hello. Yeah. God willing. That doesn't mean I have to be a Christian. That
Well-
does not mean anything. Me
Okay,
having
sure,
a,
all
well,
right.
typically-
me
I
having
would just,
a
I would just think that.
So I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if I've ever met a white American that supports Trump as president that screams
Right.
God willing that isn't a Christian.
With a cross in their name.
Okay, so do you want me to break it down for you, or you want to just keep like wondering?
I mean, we're just like confused.
Wait. Honestly, I definitely have some pretty compelling evidence that you're Christian. Maybe it's the third video on your page that's titled "Fuck Islam," #Christian, #Christian TikTok, #Standing on Business, #Kentucky.
What?
Maybe that's good enough evidence, right?
Okay, so the ideology, right, of Christianity and the way that the world is today and how they withhold that by going to church and practicing Christian beliefs, as opposed to claiming yourself as a Christian.
Wait.
and going
I
about
have
those
another
things
question
is
here.
so
Do you think
different.
anybody who supports Sharia law should ever be president?
No.
Okay, well, you have this post on your page with a picture of Zoran Mamdani saying, hey, have you voted for him?
Fuck Mamdani.
One moment. It's saying, hey, have you voted for him? This is what you could expect. Then the first slide says Sharia law. So yesterday, Donald Trump was asked in the White House alongside Zoran Mamdani if he like supports his, is run as mayor, if he would feel comfortable living in New York City with Zoran Mamdani as mayor. And Donald Trump said, yes, I think that New York City is going to be great. I think that a lot of liberals have already understood this and more conservatives as well as it comes along. So because you think that Zoran Mamdani is going to govern New York City with Sharia law and Donald Trump supports Zoran Mamdani's governance, then therefore Donald Trump supports the governance of Sharia law. And because you said nobody that supports the governance of Sharia law should serve as our president, therefore you don't think Trump should serve as our president.
That was my initial claim in my TikTok that I made, correct?
Yeah.
Right?
So have you?
Okay,
So
so
have you repealed it since?
we're talking about Sharia law as an example. We're talking about Sharia law in New York City, correct?
Right. You said, quote
Right.
unquote, those who voted for this guy, let me show you what you have to look forward to. Once again,
Yes.
a governance of Sharia law. Therefore, Donald Trump supports Sharia law.
He doesn't.
But he said that he supports Zoran Mamdani's governance.
Right, and I initially made the claim, right, that was what was going to happen.
Oh, so do you?
Now,
So you
if we
retract
can
this
see,
claim?
if we can actually see that, right,
So do
being
you retract
withheld
this claim?
oh my fuck. Sure. Do you want me to go delete my TikTok, Dean? Is that what you want?
Yes.
So I just
Yes,
want to make
yes.
I just want to make it clear that you do retract this claim, right?
I mean, it could happen for sure.
Oh wait, if it can happen for sure, then Donald Trump is like totally supporting like the possibility of Sharia law.
The possibility, yeah, there's always a possibility.
So you support
I'm not
somebody
Team
that
Dearborn,
supports
Michigan.
that supports the idea of getting us closer to Sharia law?
There's always an opportunity, Dean. You're
Right,
just
but would
trying-
you would
you're
would you
literally
would
trying
you
to
ever
take
support that
everything I say at
opportunity?
face
Would you
value.
ever support that
This is funny to
opportunity?
me.
Would you ever support that opportunity?
Of Sharia law?
Yeah.
There's always opportunity.
But
What
do you support that opportunity?
It's always going to be an
Do
opportunity.
you support that opportunity?
I don't support Sharia law.
Do you support the opportunity of Sharia law?
Well, I would have to just unalive myself if I didn't. It's always an opportunity.
Okay, so you're not telling me if you do or if you don't. Do you
Oh,
support
fuck.
the opportunity of Sharia law?
Do I support the opportunity?
Yes, Jace, thank you
As
for
a
the galaxy.
human being living in the world that we live in today, I would have to,
Okay.
by default,
Oh
support
wow,
the opportunity.
dude!
because it is
Oh my
an
god!
opportunity.
Oh my god! I just got some Islamophobic Christian to concede that they support the opportunity of Sharia law, all because Donald Trump said that Zoran Mamdani would make a good mayor. Dude, oh my god, dude! Sometime your loyalty to Trump is like the funniest shit ever, dude. Oh my god, dude! Like, you just put a smile on my face. You just put a smile on my face, dude. MAGA is now pro Sharia law, dude. God. You can't make it up.
Crazy take.
You can't make it up. MAGA is now pro Sharia law because they spent the last year calling Zoran Mamdani a jihadist. They spent the last year saying that he wanted to do an Islamic takeover. They spent the last year saying that he was going to implement Sharia law. But now when Trump is like, hey, this is a good guy, I kind of like him, right? I think that his governance is going to be awesome. You're too prideful to just say that you were wrong and that was ignorant and Islamophobic misinformation. So instead, you're just going to say that you support Sharia law.
Never
That
made
massively
that claim.
backfired.
I literally never made that claim, and it's funny.
What?
Every single
Did
time,
we not just have the conversation we had?
dude. No, I never made the claim that I would support it. I said by default, as a human being living in the world we live in today, right? By default, everyone has to. Meaning,
What? Everyone by default does not have to support. What do you
Dude,
think?
you
Everyone.
guys are insufferable.
We don't.
I mean,
we don't.
absolutely.
Wait.
And
I'm sorry. We don't support that. So what do you mean by default you have to support that?
the opportunity of Sharia law, right?
So like,
What do you?
I think she's confusing the word opportunity for possibility. And then even in that sense, just because something is possible doesn't mean that you should support said possibility. Like for instance, like it's possible for me to get raped. Are you saying that you support the possibility of me getting raped?
Are you serious right now? Are you asking me this question like in all seriousness, like for real?
It's possible that I'll get raped. Are you telling me that you support the possibility of me getting raped?
Of course, I wouldn't support
Right, exactly.
the action of you getting raped.
But do you support the fact that there's a possibility that I will?
I love how they're reporting me. This is so funny. No, I don't support that. But as human,
There you go, Chloe. It wasn't too hard. Jesus Christ. Yeah, she did get reported, and we had to remove her because she was going to get the visibility of the live restricted. Parker, I've been talking to people like her all day.
That's atrocious, man. That's atrocious. People recently have just been literally defending sexual exploitation. Just
Dude.
straight up willing to say, yeah, I support. Willing to say that they do. Like, that's crazy.
Dude.
It's like actually
Dude,
nuts.
They're insane. They're so crazy. They're gonna drive me crazy, okay? Right, yo, like if you're watching, make sure to like bookmark my page and come back in a year just to see if like I've totally lost it. Okay, there's like a fair chance that in the next 365 days I will totally lose it. Age.
So the other day I had got in here.
I remember that. Yeah, you're underage. Moving on to the next guest. Here we go, folks. Only op instead of that Q, if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. Oh, we also have quite a few people to thank, guys. Thank you so much for all of your love. M, thank you for the $5 who says, the research and preparation to have these conversations is also labor. Yup, appreciate you for the $5, M. Madison, thank you for the $5 who says, since this isn't a real job, you don't have to pay taxes. Yeah, no taxes for me. Okay, no taxes for me. Let's fucking go. As well as Tom, thank you so much for the $20 over on PayPal, who says, Washington Post journalist Jamal K was murdered doing a desk job criticizing a corrupt government. Yeah, and then Donald Trump invites the Prince of Saudi Arabia to the White House and says that that journalist was controversial. Thank you for the $20, Tom. Please show some love to Tom down below in that chat. Then Thomas with the $5, Lindsay with the $5, Bailey with one, Aubrey with a $5, then Kimani, there we go, Kimani. Thank you so much for the $15 over on Venmo. Thank you so much, Kimani. Kimani with the $15 says, love you, Dean. I love you too. That is KYMONI. Please show some love to Kimani down below. Then Mariah with the $10 says, get away from your computer, Dean. Yeah, I need to get off my ass, bro. Thank you for the 10. Soul, thank you so much for the $20 on Venmo. That is SOL. Thank you so much for the love. Soul says, Gus, I don't have a real job as I work from home as a software engineer. Yeah, bro, get off your ass, Soul. You don't have a real job. All right, buddy, you need to step it up. Thank you for the $20. Thank you so much. And Mandy, thank you for the $15 too. Who says taking the time to educate the masses on politics is arguably one of the most important jobs right now. Well, I don't know about that, but what I will say is it's definitely a job. Okay, definitely a job. And I'd say I do some manual labor since I work with so many tools. That was a good one. That was a good one. Laugh at my joke. Harold, thank you for the $20 as well over on PayPal. Thank you so much for your kindness. Show some love to Harold down below in that comment section for the $20. Thank you so much. And Dylan with a 5 who says she was exhausting to listen to. Yeah, definitely. Iris with a 5. Thank you so much. Heather with a 5. Then Jillian, thank you for the $15 on PayPal. Who says supporting the grift from Canada. All the love to you, Jillian. All the love to Canada. Thank you, thank you, thank you. John with a 5. Destiny with a 5. Susan, thank you so much for the $15. Who says when my church passed the plate, I donate to my pastor. Is that grifting? Well, depending on the church, arguably so. So I don't know if I'd use that example. I don't know. I think that those mega church pastors definitely grift. Definitely grift. All right. We're going to go to get that next debate going on right now. I appreciate everyone so much for all the love. If you're watching and you want to support me or Parker, you can find my Venmo and my PayPal in the link tree in my bio, and you can find Parker's Venmo, Parker's PayPal, and Parker's Cash App in his link tree in his bio. What is going on? New guest Casio, do you support Trump?
No, I don't, but I just wanted to kind of explain like why I stopped supporting him.
Man, I really appreciate you so much for coming up, and I also appreciate you for your patience. Right now, we're just looking for Trump supporters, but like arguably here soon, I do want to start running some special lives where I do talk to people like you to explore the reasons why you stopped supporting them, because I do think that could have some value to hopefully change more minds. So you might have an opportunity to join up here soon. But for now, we are going to move on to the next guest, our next Trump supporter. Only up until that Q of you are an American adult that supports Donald J. Trump as president. Kelly, thank you for the $10 over on Venmo, who says the reason why the recent guests have been so insufferable is because at this point, the only people still supporting Trump are at the bottom of the barrel. Yep, absolutely. Thank you for the $10. And the Madeline, thank you for the 2. All right, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Does Parker receive it or give it?
Well, I mean, it's kind of up to you and your creative direction, whatever you want to write in that fanfic that you're working on. Did you come up here for inspiration?
No, I'm just asking. I'm curious.
I mean, I think it's just inspiration for the 3rd chapter, man. You could be honest.
No, like does Parker like give it or take it?
All right, like I said, it's up to you and your
Why
creative
are you
direction.
curious?
I'm just curious. I want to know. I mean, you know what I mean?
Why are you curious? I'm just curious. Why are you curious?
Why am I curious? I'm just curious. I mean, that's just like, why are you hitting that vape?
It's not a vape, but it's an anxiety pin, buddy. Get your facts straight.
It's a vape.
No,
Then
it's
show
not.
it. Then show it.
It's an
Then show
elevation
it.
pen, buddy.
Yeah,
Then show it.
It's an elevation pin, little bro. You don't deserve to be presented with the glory of my anxiety pin. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. Here we go. Zach, thank you so much for the $20 over on Super Chat. He says, quiet, Piggy. Appreciate you for that love, Zach. Let's show some love to Zach. Excuse me. Oh my God, I'm dying. Thank you so much for the, oh my God, the lavender caramel are getting to me. Zach with the $20 says, quiet, Piggy. Thank you, Zach. Let's get to it. Zach W. So that is Z-A-C. Thank you so much for the support. Honestly, I just appreciate you all so much for all the support today. You guys have been awesome. What's up, MAGA Illinois? Do you support Trump?
I do. We were starting to talk the other day. We barely got past this part when your live was taken down because somebody reported it for you bullying.
Oh, yeah, I was bullying somebody that day. Remember that.
Yeah.
Question. If Biden called for the execution of Republicans, would any reasonable American stop supporting him as president?
I would start supporting him. One of the biggest
Wait, can I just
reasons-
get a yes or no?
Yes.
So any reasonable American would stop supporting Biden if he called for the execution of Republicans. Therefore, any reasonable American would stop supporting Trump if he called for the execution of Democrats, right?
Correct.
Are you a reasonable American?
I don't approve of all the things.
Wait.
that Trump
You're not
has
answering
done.
my question. Are you a reasonable American?
I am a reasonable American.
Okay, so because you think any reasonable American would stop supporting Trump as president if he called for the execution of Democrats, and you consider yourself a reasonable American, therefore you would stop supporting Trump as president if he called for the execution of Democrats, correct?
I don't approve of everything that
That's
Trump
not what I
is
asked you,
doing.
though. Therefore, because you labeled yourself as a reasonable American, you would stop supporting Trump as president if he called for the execution of Democrats, correct?
I would hold both sides accountable.
That's not what I
correct?
asked you. Stop. Answer my question. Would you stop supporting Trump as president?
I would stop supporting Republicans or Democrats saying that stuff.
That's not what I asked you. Would you stop supporting Trump as president? How many times am I going to need to repeat it before you actually answer it? Stop being scared. Stop running. Answer it head on. If Donald Trump called for the execution of Democrats, would you continue to support him as president?
If they called for the execution of a Republican or Democrat, I would stop supporting them.
Okay, so then answer it directly about Trump. If Donald Trump called for the execution of Democrats, you would indeed stop supporting him as president.
I don't support him on that, and
That's not that. Okay, so you would stop supporting him as president. Beautiful. So you're no longer going to be MAGA, and you're going to change your mind in about 20 seconds. Let's go to roll the clip.
Unlawful order. You need to know. Donald Trump posted this on Truth Social. He responded to a post published by the Washington Examiner titled "Democratic Veterans in Congress Urge Service Members to Refuse Unspecified Unlawful Orders" by saying that this is really bad and dangerous to our country, and that their words cannot be allowed to stand. He then followed that up with a second post that reads, "This is seditious behavior, punishable by death." And then he reposted a comment that reads, quote unquote, "Hang them, George Washington would." All right, you're no longer a MAGA. You're no longer MAGA, man.
The reason I supported Trump here, and I sort of do to an extent, is because I live in a city that's filled with Democrats. The mayor is Democrat.
Oh,
The city council is
so
Democrat.
you're
Our
telling me
county's
that
Democrat.
so you're telling me that you still support Trump as president, even though he called for the execution of Democrats. Therefore, you are a hypocrite. You have no spine.
I'm supporting Republican policies at this point because the Democrats in our city are hypocrites.
But the question is, do you still support Trump as president?
Hey, dude, you can be a Republican, but you should still be against Trump, right? You can still be a Republican and be against Trump. You just have to define that within the Republican Party alongside other Republicans.
Yeah.
But your unwillingness to redefine the Republican Party is what causes your support for Donald Trump to still be seen, even when he violates things that you think are indefensible and reason to say that you wouldn't support him. Like, clearly, this is something to get you to not support him, but you're willing to overlook that and still support him because you've developed a cult-like sense of support for him.
Yeah, I mean, and by the way, I mean, we just exposed that to be the case. You told us that you would stop supporting Trump as president if he called for the execution of Democrats. And here you are, right, less than a minute later, still defending him as president, even though I just showed you his tweets where he called for the execution of Democrats. This makes you a hypocrite, and this definitely affirms every single thing that Parker just said as true, that being that you've developed a cult-like support for Trump because you're willing to discard your own lines of logic when it comes to supporting him as president. You're the one that said you'd stop supporting him if he did this. I proved to you that he's done it, and then you still support him. It's just spineless behavior, man.
Well, Trump is the president at this point here, so
So
what
are you
else do you expect?
so you're justifying your spineless cult-like behavior?
And there's nothing that will get you to stop supporting the president?
Yeah, apparently.
I'd be like, once his presidency is up in 2028, I'll stop supporting
Could
him.
you name something Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting him? And it's up in 2029.
Well, I'm like, I don't agree with everything here. I'm not in a
That's
cult
not
like
what he
you
asked you.
Democrats
That's
are.
not what he asked you.
Yeah.
Is there
Could you name
anything-
one thing Donald Trump could do that would get you to stop supporting him?
If he was found guilty in a criminal court.
For 34 felonies, he was.
Those were fake charges.
Okay, so even when he's convicted in a criminal court, you just think that they're quote unquote fake charges.
No,
that's not true.
This is like
he was
a
convicted
perfect,
and sentenced.
This is a perfect representation of exactly what me and Parker are discussing here surrounding the cult-like behaviors and the cognitive dissonance experienced by Trump supporters. Okay,
Literally.
right. So Parker, the direct question that you asked him was there anything Trump could do that would get him to stop supporting him? And he said, well, actually, before we go into that, you asked him, is there anything Trump could do? Right. But funny enough, Parker, that's the same question that I asked him, right? I said, would you stop supporting Trump as president if he called for the execution of Democrats? And he said, yes. I then proved that he's called for the execution of Democrats. He completely ignored the fact that he said he would stop supporting Trump as president if he had done that. And then you asked him, well, is there anything else? He says, yeah, being like found guilty in a criminal court. You then prove that he's been found guilty in a criminal court, and he still supports him. Right, so I think like the condition, the parasite that you're suffering from.
It was a
right?
kangaroo court.
One moment, you are suffering from this mind parasite. Okay, that parasite being the cult of Donald J. Trump. I think that you need to snap out of it. I think that you need to wake up. And if you can't see it yourself, I just see no value in continued dialogue with you. And honestly, I don't even know how you wake up in the morning and brush your damn teeth. All right? Like just with a simple
Very
yes or no,
easily.
with a simple yes or no, can you affirm or deny that you're the one that told me that you would stop supporting Trump as president if he called for the execution of Democrats?
I deny it.
How much money do you want to put on that claim?
I would put over $200 trillion cash right now.
You don't have that. No, it's something realistic.
Something realistic.
Your house?
Well, I mean, I rent, but the valuation of the house is, I don't know, like maybe $300,000. You want to bet $300,000?
Or actually, you know what? I'm kind of jealous. I'll take all your streaming equipment and your computer.
My streaming equipment and computer is probably worth around $5,000. So you want to bet $5,000?
Sure, 5,000.
I'm about to become a rich motherfucker. Let's go and go back through that VOD. And just to clarify, what we're placing a bet on is if you did or did not say you would stop supporting Trump as president if he had called for the execution of Democrats, right?
Correct here.
Why is he just throwing money away? All right, give me a second. Let's go through the
Can
VOD.
I get in on this too?
I got more than enough to take on both of you here. So
Okay.
sure.
Looks like it's
You know,
5 grand for
I'll
both
raise
of us.
I'll raise
It looks like there's 5 grand for both of us going into our Venmo, Cash
I'll
App, and
raise it
PayPal.
10,000. So this is what I'll do. I'll raise you here. So I'll take Dean's streaming equipment, and then I'll take Parker's streaming equipment. And if I lose, then I'll give you my streaming equipment.
No. I don't want streaming equipment. I want $10,000 sent to my Venmo, Cash App, or PayPal.
If you lose, then you give us the value of the streaming equipment. So we're basically making a bet over $5,000 each.
Do you accept payment plans?
What?
No.
So like no.
It's
like,
no.
I
Here's
can't pay you payments with 0% interest.
No. We do one payment, one-time payment today, literally on the stream.
How about like a layaway plan? I'll pay 70% today and 30% tomorrow.
Okay. Are you just saying you don't want to do the bet because you know you're gonna lose? Are you scared? How about this? I'll do my payment plan. That means I'll never pay it.
I'm just fucking with you. I voted for Kamala.
Okay.
I'm actually going to ban you. You're quite annoying. Moving on to the next guest.
Literally banned!
Dude, like...
Bro got banned!
I don't know why. He was just doing it too good. Like
Dean Withers, I'm gonna rape your tight little booty hole, bitch ass nigga. I'm gonna rape your tight little booty.
Yeah, Trump supporters calling for Democrats to be raped 2 days after Donald Trump called for Democrats to be executed. Whenever anybody tries to tell you that the left is a party of violence, look no further than Trump calling for Democrats to be executed and Trump supporters calling for leading Democrats and emerging media to be raped. We're going to move on to the next guest right now. Only hop inside of the queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump, y'all. Here we go. What's up? Do you support Trump?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. What year were you born in?
97, baby.
And how old does that make you?
That makes me 28.
Perfect. Before me and Parker pass you the mic, I'm going to thank a couple people. Mackenzie, thank you so much for the $20 on PayPal. Now that's Mackenzie spelled very interestingly. That is Mekynnzi. Mackenzie with a, and he left. Mackenzie with the $20 says, Dean, the Bubba photo is rumored to be leaked. I saw the rumored leak photo. I think it's AI, more likely than not. But thank you for the $20, Mackenzie. Show some love to Mackenzie. Ian, thank you for the 5. Jacob with the 5, and Brooke with the 10. Thank you guys. Then over on Venmo, Kelly, thank you so much for the 10. I appreciate that. Mary, thank you so much for the 10. Thank you so much, Mary. Mary says, thank you for all that you continue to do to keep truth to power. Thank you so much, Mary. Then Donella, thank you for the $10 as well. Thank you so much, Donella. That is Donella. And I just read your message. That's crazy that your uncle's running for an office. Feel free to get him up into the stream. I'd love to debate him. And then Audrey, thank you so much for the $20. Thank you so much for the love, Audrey. Let's get 200 Audrey W's. Seriously, thank you. Audrey says, I need you to debate my boyfriend so bad, but every time he's in the mood, the queue's full. Audrey, let me know the next time you're in here and he's in the mood. I will literally kick people out of the queue so you could join. Thank you for the $20. And Elizabeth, thank you for the $20 too, who says, my twin teen sons watch you and it gives me hope for the future. Dude, Elizabeth, I don't know what you've done, but you've done something here right. Okay, you are a great mother. You are a great mother. Shout out to the best mother of all time, quite frankly, Miss Elizabeth, quite frankly. And Mike, thank you for the dinosaur. Okay, we're gonna get the next guest up here right now. What is up, Isaac? Do you support Trump?
No, I just have a question. Like,
I'm sorry, Isaac. We are just looking for some debates, so unfortunately, we are gonna have to disconnect you here. But you do take care. If you're watching and you would like to support me, you could find my Venmo, my PayPal, and the link tree in my bio on TikTok and in the pin message over on YouTube. You could also support me through YouTube Super Chat, but I do get 100% of the proceeds through Venmo and PayPal. Meanwhile, I only get around 30% through TikTok gifts and Super Chat. Same thing goes for Parker. You could find his pay links in the link tree in his bio, but right now we're going to go to get that next Trump supporter loaded up into the box. Hello, do you support Trump?
Hi Dean, hi Parker. I'm really sorry for interrupting. My name is Violet. I'm Ukrainian, and I want to say big thanks for what you do. It's really important, and you gave me hope. So I'm not going to take your time anymore. So just thank you.
Hey, Violet, I love you. I love you. I love your family. I love all Ukrainians, and I really hope that you're doing all right in such a tough, terrible time. It's such a
terrible, terrible, tough time. You take care, Violet. You take care. You take care, man. Man, so I met with a Ukrainian woman around my same age when I was down at a university campus in Texas, and I spent a while talking to her about what it was like coming to America and her family in Ukraine and so on and so forth. And man, I just feel terrible. Feel terrible. It is a violent atrocity. Hope you're doing all right. Godspeed. All right, what's up? Do you support Trump, Lisa? All right, moving on to the next guest. Yo, what's up? Do you support Trump?
Yes, I do.
And how old are you?
I'm 23.
How do you feel about this other person's profile picture?
Above me?
Yeah.
Oh, I do not like that.
Yo, Dean, my heart, bro. Like, I love you so much, bro.
Hey, man, love you too. Love you too. But totally disrespectful. Totally disrespectful. We are Charlie Kirk. We can't let that slide.
No.
Are you ready to pick up the light?
Yeah.
Yeah, because we are Charlie Kirk. Do you know the lyrics?
Oh no, Dean, you're gonna get clipped. People are gonna think you're conservative now.
Dude. Oh man.
Dude, Dean's gonna get canceled again, chat. He's gonna get canceled again.
No, man, listen. We are Charlie Kirk, okay? We need to pick up that line.
Oh no, he's getting canceled, chat. He's getting canceled.
We need to keep that discourse alive, okay? Because we are Charlie Kirk. Yeah.
Thank you so much, appreciate it.
Okay, listen. Yo, TTV Scar. So, why do you
Clipped.
support? How old are you?
I'm 23.
All right. So, why do you support Trump?
Because he's just an overall good leader and like a powerful leader. Like that's not like a president that we need.
How so?
Not we. I'm Canadian.
What?
I said not we. I'm Canadian.
Wait. You support Trump, and he literally advocated to annex your country, bro.
Oh, you're Canadian?
What are you talking about?
You're Canadian? You are not Charlie Kirk. Moving on to our next guest.
I do not get MAGA Canadians because, like, seriously, it's actually nuts. He advocated to annex your country.
Yeah, it's crazy. What's up, Brenda? Do you support Trump? No, Brenda's not even here. Yeah, it's so fucking crazy to be a Canadian Trump supporter. Just absolutely insane. All right, guys, we have around 25 minutes left on the stream. This might be the last guest of the night if we're able to get an actual debate going on here. Let's see. I also kind of need to use a restroom. So chances are we're going to get somebody up here. We're going to start the debate. Then I'm going to step aside for a minute, use a restroom, and...
Let me do it first real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah. Yo, Nyla, thank you so much for the $5 over on PayPal. Who says, I'm not even political and believe in logic and morals, and I love how you make these Trump supporters look so stupid. Well, Nyla, you're political and you don't even know it. Shout out to you. Thank you for the $5. And then Devin, thank you for the $5, who says, hey, Dean, me and my friend love watching you. Hey, thank you guys for being here. Shout out to you, too. What's up? Do you support Trump? No? Okay, they're not here. We're going to move on to the next guest. Everybody, just do give us a second to get that next guest loaded up in the box. We got David Davis connecting in. Here we go. Hello, David. Do you support Trump?
Yep.
Are you Charlie Kirk?
Yep.
Yes, brother. We are Charlie Kirk. Yeah. So why do you support this tyrant? No! Okay, next guest, I guess. I don't know he left. We're going to move on to the next guest. He took off. Okay? He took off. He was silenced. His freedom of speech. He silenced his own freedom of speech. All right. Someone in the comment section is saying stop. Okay. All right. Yeah, I'm just probably taking it a little bit too far. My bad. All right. Okay. All right. We're gonna move on to the next guest right now, guys. Only hop inside of that queue if you happen to be an American adult that supports Trump as president. We're gonna go to get BK loaded up into the box. Hey, listen, guys. I just think that the song is just funny. Okay. Okay, BK's not here. Like the song is just funny. Like, come on, you can't deny it. Yeah, the song is fucking hilarious. Okay, and like the whole like we are Charlie Kirk thing. You know, like come on, let's also you know what I mean. Come on. Yeah, you know what I mean. I don't know. Right? We're not like
not laughing at the dude dying. We're just kind of laughing at the reaction that the Trump supporters have had to the dude
Oh my
dying.
god, it almost put me in the thing. Oh
What's
my
up?
god, they
You
put
support
me in
Trump?
the Yo, I'm dead. Yo, let me go, bro.
Okay. I don't know, man. It doesn't look like we're able to find a single Trump supporter that's ready and willing to come up here to have a good faith discourse with us.
Okay, wait, I'm sorry.
Youngest person ever?
Zygote?
David, welcome back.
I'm from New Zealand. I don't even fucking live in your country, man.
Okay. Bye. Oh my God. All right, guys. Only hop in that queue if you are an American adult that supports Trump as president. Parker, if you want to help me get somebody up here, it'd be highly appreciated.
I got you. Whoa, I just disappeared on my screen.
Yeah, it's just weird glitch. What's up, Abe? Do you support Trump? Abe, hello. Dude, everybody in the queue is just AFK. We might just have to end the stream here. Like, I don't know what to do. Like, we'll spend like another 5 minutes trying to get somebody up here if we can. We're gonna have to move on. In the life of the day. Paige, thank you for the $5 on Venmo, who says, "Stop singing the Charlie anthem. It's been stuck in my head all day and you aren't helping. Sincerely, an adult Democrat who hated CK. My poor husband is done with me singing it." Thank you for the $5, Paige. What's up, Carlos?
Hey, Ian.
What's up, man?
Hey, man, I'm 22, and
Do you support Trump?
I'm not. Yeah, or I'm stuck, man. Like a lot of my friends do. I mean, I've been cutting off friends because I've been watching a lot of your streams.
Dude, base,
But-
man. I'm sorry for kicking you because we are just looking for the last guest of the night right now. So we're not really making any exceptions for non-Trump supporters. But I appreciate you for tuning into the live, dude. And it's awesome that you're taking something positive away. And everybody in the chat saying sing it. Well, okay, so it's actually like a pretty hard song to sing. It's a pretty hard song to sing. Parker, we may just end here. Yeah, actually, you want to go live?
Yeah, I can go live.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna. end my
But
stream
before
here.
we go, you gotta sing. You gotta sing.
No. So it's a hard one. It's actually like a legitimately difficult song to sing. Like
I'm just kidding. All right, I'm gonna go start the live.
Yeah, go start
Good
that
luck,
live.
man.
Thank you.
All right, I'll see you, bro. Thank you for having me up, man.
You take care, man. There's videos of people like trying to figure out how to sing it on TikTok. Y'all should go watch them because it's like an AI song, so it can kind of do whatever they want with the AI voice, and they definitely are throwing it for a loop. A lot of hard singing techniques in there. I'm talking as if like I know what I'm talking. I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. All I know is I can't sing it. Okay. Why am I complicating things? I can't fucking sing the song, Chad. I can't fucking sing it. Okay. All right, I can't fucking sing it. Jennifer, thank you so much for the $10 over on PayPal. Thank you so much for the love. Recently, I had your stream play next to me while I worked. It ended, and I was. Let me see the rest of the message here. It ended, and it was just sitting there on a still frame, and there it was. I could finally see it. The illustrious anxiety pen. I'm pretty sure I did flash the pen before we ended the stream yesterday. So were you watching it yesterday? You probably were. Okay. All right, folks. Listen up. For everybody that joined us today on TikTok and on YouTube, thank you guys for showing up and showing out. I love y'all. I'm actually, at this point in time, going to go ahead and hop off for the night. It is Saturday, and I try my best to take my girlfriend out on like a nice date night. When we have the availability to do so, and I'm gonna try to do that with her tonight. So I'm gonna go get dressed for a nice dinner. Yeah, a nice dinner date. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do a dinner date. So I gotta head off. Okay, I can't be singing the Charlie Kirk song. All right, I need to get Charlie Kirk out of my head. The last thing I want in my head when I'm going on a dinner date with my girlfriend is Charlie Kirk. Oh God. No, the Dirk fans are gonna take that one out of context. Do not clip it. Do not clip. I'm just gonna stop talking. Go raid Parker. Go raid Parker. At Parker get a job on TikTok. At Parker get a job on YouTube. I'm gonna stop talking. I will see you guys tomorrow. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure to drop a like on the stream. It really helps the VOD push out to more people. If you're on TikTok, hit that follow button. Peace and love, y'all. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.